I don't think we'll get optimal results from them, though.
Are you kidding?
You know,
It's like Roman
we're actually live.
Hold on.
Hold that thought.
Gladiators, dude. People loved that.
Well,
yes. They like American Idol. That's making fun of people, making people suffer.
Yeah.
Telling you, we make our production teach. Look, dude.
But do you really think we'll get good production through intimidation?
If you intimidate heavily enough.
True. I guess it depends on the context of the
families,
intimidation as well.
Pets, houses. I mean, you don't have to intimidate them directly. All right, hey, welcome to another episode of Northwest Brewmeisters.
No, we're not going to intimidate anybody. We're having fun.
That's what he says. We are just a couple of guys from the Pacific Northwest that like beer.
And think you should too.
I'm Jamey.
I'm Steve.
And we're late, of course, because we are the most professional broadcast this side of the Columbia River. Absolutely. But that's okay. All right, so lots of fun. Let's get to it. Steve, tell them about your beer. Start your boil because you go first today. I'm going to share to our audience of one.
Is it not us this time?
What?
Are we our own audience again?
I don't know. Not even much. You talk about the beer.
Okay. Well, my beer, what I'm brewing today is really simple. I'm just doing a Mac and Jack clone, Mac and Jack African Amber to be specific. Not my recipe. It's one of the recipes that our friends over at NW Brewers Supply put together. I've done this before. It's probably about the third or fourth time I've done this recipe, but I felt like since spring is here, kind of lighter beer might be in order. I tend to brew on the heavier side. Heavy as in like heavy IPAs or stouts and such.
Basically, we don't believe in beer that's less than 6%.
Yeah. So this one actually will be 5.8, so it'll be close enough. However, I'll read you the description. A staple here in the Pacific Northwest, this amber ale is accented with notes of toffee and citrus. A brew that everyone can enjoy. Which I tend to agree. However, I have a friend at work that does not like Mac and Jack. Yeah, he bought one. Sometimes we meet at Applebee's after work if we get out of there, before they close. And he had a Mac and Jack. He's like, I don't like this, so he doesn't care for it. But anyway, obviously everybody has their own taste, so to each their own. Original gravity 1.060, final gravity 1.016. ABV of 5.8% and an IBU of 42. So it's not a real heavy beer, or a real bitter beer. It's an amber, so kind of your run-of-the-mill ale, I guess, My grains are, steeping grains are half pound of Crystal 80, half pound of Carapils, and a half pound of Munich. So it's going to be kind of semi-heavy on the mouthfeel, a little dark in the dark brown, hence an amber. As usual, extract brewing, so we'll be using 6.6 pounds of Pilsen light malt extract from Greece and 1 pound of dry malt extract, which is this right here. It's the same thing as the liquid malt. It's just more dehydrated. That's all. And my hops are 1 ounce of Centennial at the 60-minute, 1 ounce of Cascade at 2 minutes, and then I will dry hop with some Cascade, which will probably occur during the last, week or so of secondary fermentation. My yeast is White Yeast 1098 British Ale. And as usual, I'll be kegging it into a 5-gallon Cornelius keg. So I do not need to use priming sugar or any of those other processes that people do when they bottle it up. Yeah, I'm just checking my notes real quick. So apparently it's calling for dry hopping during the whole secondary time, 1 to 2 weeks. So I tend to leave my beers in there for 2 weeks during secondary fermentation. Depending on the beer, I might even go 3 weeks. Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm doing. Mac and Jack clone.
All right. So my beer is a Scotch ale, which I designed myself. My father really loves it, and hunting season is coming, and I made this really delicious peanut butter stout. My wife loved it, I loved it. I'm like, yeah, and I was like, Dad, you should try this peanut butter stout. And he's like, you want me to drink peanut butter? He's like, well, no, honey, it's a peanut butter stout. He's like, yeah, peanut butter. So he and the other hunting buddies were not so thrilled with it. However, my father came out and visited me, and I was able to get him to taste them. He's like, it kind of grows on you. I was like, so does athlete's foot, Dad. That's not such a It's not necessarily a compliment. But he did like it in the end. However, peanut butter stout will not be going to hunting camp because apparently I'm going hunting with a whole bunch of beer cavemen. Coors, Coors.
Oh,
yeah. So, anyway, they drink Coors Banquet, and they don't watch Cobra Kai. These are Montana Cowboys. So it's like this is not a Cobra. My friend Eric drinks Coors Banquet now because Johnny on Cobra Kai drinks Coors Banquet.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's the whole.
Gotcha.
All right. Anyhow, and my phone shut off.
Does he also listen to 80s butt metal? Because Johnny on Cobra Kai likes 80s butt metal?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what his music style is. I should ask him, In any case, so what I got going on, I got 1275 Thames Valley Ale yeast because it is a Scotch ale, so it's a UK beer, Scotch, but English, Thames Valley type deal. 2 ounces of Centennial hops will go in at the 60-minute mark for the bittering. 1 ounce of East Kent Goldings goes in at the 10-minute mark because it's not a super hoppy beer, it's a Scotch ale. 1 pound of Caramel 120, 2 ounces of roasted barley, 4 ounces of Special B, 4 ounces of Caramel Munich, 4 ounces of cherry smoked malt, which, by the way, some Scotch ale purists would shoot me for adding smoked anything. They're like, no, you don't do the smoked thing.
How dare you?
And it's like, well, watch me dare. There it is, right in there. And then British chocolate malt, 2 ounces, because both Steve and I have decided that, sorry, America, but the Brits got you on the chocolate malt.
Yeah, the British chocolate
I
malt
don't
that we
even know
can
if
get
the
is
chocolate
delicious.
malt is American, necessarily. Maybe it's Portuguese chocolate malt. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. The point is, this British chocolate malt is really good. We like it. I'm doing all liquid malts. 6.6 pounds golden LME, 3.3 pounds of Munich LME, and we should be landing right around 6.5%. If it's like the last one, which I actually managed to take both a final and like an original. Like I actually managed to do both gravities.
Well, I have the wine thief.
Right.
I almost said fermenting, sanitizing. So if you want to do gravities,
I do want to do gravities because they're kind of fun. So mine is a 90-minute boil, which is why Steve's going first, because something about the differential and how fast our pots achieve temperatures and things.
It's kind of weird.
If I go first on this one, then Steve ends up catching up, and then we both have to use the wort chiller at the same time. And if you've watched any of our broadcasts, you know that we know because of experience that if you don't chill quick, it affects the beer and not in a good way.
Not in a good way.
All right, and that does it. So now, the best part of the broadcast for me, because finally, after months, seems like years, perhaps many years, way too long, Steve brewed another Resurrection Ale, which is one of my favorite beers that he brews. And by one of, I mean my favorite beer that he brews.
Well, thanks, man.
And it's amazing. So this is, I like to call it still beer.
Right.
Because they have sparkling wine and still wine. Well, there's sparkling beer and still beer.
Today I transferred it into the keg today, so it's not carbonated. It was done with secondary fermentation. We always take little taste tests. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's not a brewer out there that doesn't taste their beer in intermediate steps,
Right.
So it's in the keg. I have it rapidly cold crashing. I'll put the gas on it tomorrow, in hopes that it'll, be more clear. Anyway, more clearer. No, I didn't say more clear. I said more clear.
I know, but I said more. All right, let's see. It smells amazing.
It smells like and the difference here is I went back to one of the first incarnations of this recipe,
Which makes me super happy.
I think I finally found the threshold. Like, okay, this last change I made, it was not a very good beer. So we went back to one of the ones that was noted as really good. So it should be more sweet and tastes like the old Resurrection Ale. So
Can I drink it now?
no.
Oh, you are so mean!
Yes, let's drink. That tastes like the old Resurrection Ale. Has that sweetness to it.
That is gonna be good.
It's not.
It's gonna be so good. I'm excited.
It doesn't have that bitterness to it like the last batch. The last batch was too bitter, I thought. But I decreased the amount of bittering hops, so obviously it was more bitter.
Yeah, well,
But it was too bitter to where it's like, it's not the same anymore. I mean, it wasn't like it was undrinkable. It just wasn't the same Resurrection Ale that we liked,
Right. Well, it wasn't amazing anymore. It was just okay. It had lost the amazingness. This is going to be amazing. I can taste that right now. And it's strong.
It's strong, yeah. It's good, yeah. This would probably, oh, it's done. I mean, I never took a final gravity reading on it. I guess I don't know the ABV. I'm going to assume it's about 7.3, 7.5.
Well, it's a strong ale, and there's a lot of sugar goes into it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big one. Lots of goop in the bottom, lots of sludge in the trub. Trub.
I like trub. I like short vowels. Yeah, that's good stuff, man.
All right, and what we're drinking out of these fine glasses is, what the hell's that? Oh my god! Oh, it's what's left of the harp. This is the English bitter I made. That I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. It's just not as good as I was hoping it would be. It kind of got better with time, a little bit. After it aged, it got
as a
better,
condition, it's definitely better than a few weeks ago.
Still not as good as still not as good as I was hoping it would be. So I don't think I've landed a good English bitter yet.
Maybe you don't like bitters.
No, I like bitters. I haven't been able to make a good one yet. At least what I consider good,
Okie dokie.
But I mean, it's better now than it was.
I'm with Steve on this one. That's because I'm a good friend and I won't lie to him and tell him everything he makes is amazing.
And I appreciate that. I'd rather someone be honest.
Not a super beer. Although it's drinkable, I'll sure as heck drink it.
Well, that's all I have. I meant that I was actually going to text her earlier and say, hey, if you don't want, you might want to bring some beer if you don't want to drink the other one. No, there's plenty of beer in there, I think. Why is that sticking up?
What is something? Oh.
Yeah. That means my cooler is working extra hard. There we go. It gets down to temp quick. It's down to 30, like about 33 degrees right now.
The lid to the beer kegerator was open.
Slightly raised. It's like, it's going to keep running. And electricity is already ridiculous. It is in this part of the country.
Let's talk about your grocery bill.
Oh, yeah. My wife went grocery shopping today, and she spent about $250, which is quite a bit more than we normally spend. And I asked her, like, you didn't buy like stuff we didn't need. She's like, no, it's regular,
just normal
essentials. But this was a trip where she needed things like laundry detergent. That kind of racks the bill up a little bit. Most she doesn't buy laundry detergent every trip, So she had to buy some of the extra things that made the bill go up. But telling me the price of some of the individual items, I'm like, wow, it's like almost double what it was a couple weeks ago.
Water went up.
Yeah, my water bill went up.
Oh, not the water bill.
Well, my water bill went up too.
At the water machine, because we're well water, so we buy it from the machine. Yeah, it used to be $1.75. Now it's $2.50 for 5 gallons.
My last water bill went up, and it wasn't because I consumed more. The line item sewage charges it went up.
I don't know how you afford to live in town, man. I really don't. Because my mother-in-law's house, there's nobody in it.
Yeah.
House is empty. Nothing is being used. And her utility bill was like $180.
Jeez, yeah, that's ridiculous.
It's just like for nothing, just sitting there on a corner.
Consumption was zero, but yeah, it was still $180. Yeah.
Holy shnikes.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind moving outside the city limit, somewhere that's where I have more elbow room between. I mean, I like my neighbors. I have good neighbors, but I would like to have a little more elbow room so I can be a little bit more loud when I want to be, and just have a little bit bigger property.
Turn things up to 2.5 instead of 2.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I would like to. Stupid cat. I can hear the cat making weird noises. I'd like to be able to. I'd like to have enough property that we could take care of riding this horse on our property and not pay what we're paying for board on that horse. I don't need a big property. Just big enough where the horse has a pen or whatever. And she could take it out on the roads or whatever and ride him around. But just something big enough where he could live comfortably.
Do you have one horse?
One horse.
Is he boarded? She boarded with other horses? Yes. Okay.
Now I don't know if they share the same stall, but there's other horses on that property. Like the lady who runs the property, I mean that's like their job. They take care of all the horses that are boarded.
Well, the reason I ask is because horses are social animals. They're not quite as bad as goats. Like
goat run other horses.
Right. So like a goat, a proper goat farmer raiser, right? Someone who sells goats as pets or anything like that.
Right.
Someone who raises goats If you go to buy a goat from them, they won't sell you one.
Just one.
goat.
Okay.
Unless you have a whole bunch of other goats, and even then, they're probably going to want to come and see your goats and make sure. You know, anyone who sells animals, particularly, you know, they should. I think it's fair. It's like, I want to see where you're taking this thing.
Sure.
You know?
Or it's like, you know, those like dog rescues, you know, that they'll come and visit the house and see how it's like idea of other pets. Like, yeah, we need to do like a little test run to see how they're going to interact with the other pets, you know.
Are we taking this dog out of the frying pan into the fire? That's no good, you know. Not much of a rescue. So in any case, but horses also are herd animals.
Okay.
You know, they're social animals that they want to interact. You know, and that's one of the reasons that they'll bond with humans, because, you know, they're a social animal.
So yeah, they like the attention, you know.
Right. They like to interact and have another living thing besides grass out there. So it'd be like, if you were to get your own place, it would either be like Riley would have to spend a lot of time.
Oh, she probably would.
Which would be okay, but we're talking a lot of time.
Oh, I see.
You know, like 2-3 hours every day.
Oh, I see.
Which I don't know if how much she spends with her horse now. I know the horse is not here and stuff.
Yeah, she sees them, you know, a few times a week.
But I guess what I'm saying is it's not like 15 minutes a day.
Right.
Go pet the horse and give him a sugar cube and come back.
Right.
It's like you got to spend time with the animal.
Do stuff, yeah.
Right. And I've never owned a horse. I know, weird cowboy hat. I come from cowboy stock, but like when I was growing up in town and the friends who owned horses, nobody ever owned one horse. Everyone had 2 or 3 or something. It was always, or they were boarded in a situation like where Riley's are, and there were other horses around.
Yeah. It's just so expensive, you know. But then I get it, you know, the people that own the property, they got to maintain the property, they got to maintain the stalls, the infrastructure,
taxes.
they got to pay taxes, you know, I understand. And then when things go up for them, they have to pass it down to the people that are using their services, you know.
Sure, Timo's eggs went up to $4.50.
Yeah.
They just did that the other day. And the little decimal point function that was a problem is all fixed. It just went bing, bing, $4.50.
I remember what the problem was like, oh, okay. I fixed it, you know. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So the zeros were hard coded in there. That's why I kept doing that.
So anyhow, prices going up all over. Welcome to expensive. Although Timo is still competitive with his eggs at $4.50 a dozen. New York City, $8 a dozen.
Yeah, wow, that's ridiculous.
My mother-in-law was saying.
That's crazy, man. That's a lot of money for 12 chicken embryos.
Right? You know, when you say it like that, it's just so much more brutal.
I know. This is being silly. I like eggs. I eat eggs at least 2 or 3 times a week, man. So
I like eggs too. We had deviled eggs at church. It was our food day, so fried deviled eggs. I didn't get any. You know, I actually very rarely get any of the food that I bring to food team.
Goes too quick, or just
Yeah, mine goes away fast. I like delicious food, and I'm like, all right, let's make good food. No, I am never the guy. I'm never the guy that brings the delicious salad. First of all, if you have to put the word delicious in the title of your food, we all know it's not.
It's not going to be delicious.
I'm bringing a delicious salad. No, first of all, salad,
That's a fruitcake from 1987. Who are you trying to fool?
Yeah. I mean, you can bring a gluten-free, casein-free salad. It's called bacon. It's a funny meme. But yeah, so deviled eggs, they never last long either. You know, and I don't force my kids to eat healthy at church either.
Gotcha.
That's at home. At home, you will eat your veggies. You know.
Right.
You know, during church lunch hour, it's like, no, man, go for the
Big out.
carbs and cheese. Hit it, man.
Hit it.
Yes, you should skip that delicious thing and go for that low-grade Little Caesars pizza that somebody bought. Go, get that. Yeah, Dad will have this. We had lamb stew today. That was good. Way too salty, though.
Lamb stew, huh?
Yeah. Well, lamb is a big thing for Pascha, Orthodox Easter Pascha. And so the people who brought the lamb, there's one couple in our church, they're kind of in charge of the lamb for Pascha.
Gotcha.
The husband is Greek. Oh my goodness, he is my fat Greek wedding Greek. It's like, oh, did you know that this came from Greece and that came from Greece and that, you know what else came from Greece? Slavery. So keep bragging about Greece.
Does he use Windex on everything?
No, I don't think it's quite that bad.
I remember that the dad was always
Yeah, Windex. It's like, I gotta cut. Stop! No, he really is. He's one of those, Greek provided everything. It's like, Greece was just another nation. Yeah, some things came out of Greece. There's cool things that came out of Africa, like Afro-Cuban rhythms, which are much cooler than democracy, if you ask me.
Afro-Cuban rhythm?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Some of the beats and stuff.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff came from Africa. A lot of your Latin rhythms are actually African-based, and they moved over and stuff. And I like them. I think they're really cool, And it's one of those things where, like, a core came from somewhere, and then it went somewhere else, and it got expanded upon.
Right.
Because if you listen to a lot of African music, like real core music, it stays simple. It's not super complex melodies, which is not saying that there are no complex African melodies. If you ever listen to Ladysmith Black Mambazo, which Ladysmith is the name of the town, black is a color, and Mbazo is Mbazo. Anyways, they are a group.
Style, maybe, or
well, it's what
an
is the
instrument,
style? It's like African choral music, I think. I think the word African is in it.
Oh.
But they're really cool, and it is a whole African style.
Right.
And they're a group. It's all male singers. It's all harmonies, and they have some real intricate things going on. It's really enjoyable. So that's a little more complex.
Yeah.
But some of the folk music type stuff, it tends to be a little simple type deal. And when it moved over into Latin American stuff, they took one thing and added to it.
Right.
Just like the violin, the stringed instruments, they kind of came from Africa. There's some African violin type things, and then it moved up north into Europe, and they adapted and changed, and now we have the modern violin. Hasn't really gone anywhere in 400 years. Like the torque bow was the last cool thing 150 years ago. I don't know when the torque bow was around. I know it wasn't around during Mozart's time. During Mozart's time, the bows were curved like a bow and arrow, right? The torque bow is the one where it's, you've got the hair that goes across, and then the bow kind of curves towards the hair instead of away from it. They call it a torque bow. It's it was actually quite the advantage. It's one of the reasons that violinists now can, like, bounce the bow on the strings, ding, 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 and do a lot of they call it off the string playing, where they bump, 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 bump.
Right.
That didn't happen in Mozart's day, just because the bow didn't allow for it. I guess it probably just didn't get tight enough. Sort of house. That's a big advancement in the violin. Other than that, nothing. Electric violins. Sorry, violinist. No, the electric guitar beat you. It is there. You sound like an electric guitar when you electrify your instrument.
Especially like, you throw distortion or something on there to make
it. No, seriously, and that's the only reason you would electrify a violin. I mean, I suppose if you wanted to move around, if you were in an amplified concert. But as far as the whole, that's what I'm talking about. The distortion violins.
You sound like a guitar, yeah.
You sound like an electric guitar with a little less guts.
Yeah, and listen to Mark Wood. He was this
Mark
Wood was his name. He was this heavy metal violinist. And he's doing his thing, but he just sounds like he's shredding,
Yeah, it does. It sounds like a guitar that can't make a 6-note chord.
Yeah.
Because it only has 4 strings. So you sit here and bang on violin.
It's like no, I mean, I like real good violin playing, like Vivaldi style stuff. I love that kind of violin. Fast, shreddy, Renaissance violin.
That's exactly the shred. I doubt he said that.
I don't think he said it like that.
Fortunately, Italians are white, so that's not racist. I don't know what it's nationalist. I don't know what it is. Anyhow.
That's funny.
You're just going to break the thing, man. It's working fine. Patience.
Oh, I get stuck. That's why I tap it.
Does it really?
It goes, when I tap it, yeah. That's why I tap it. It does get stuck. I am.
Where you at?
I'm at temp. Like 100,
close
152 degrees.
152?
Actually, that measure doesn't have that much precision on it, but I know I'm over 150.
All right, go ahead and hit it.
Oh, I'm smelling my sack real quick.
Family show, dude.
When you point that out, it takes what I say and really gives it, you know, a dirty twist when you do that. If you just roll with it, people probably don't even recognize it. You know?
Don't even try and play that game with me. No, I see right through you, like a freaking like this glass, straight through. You're transparent. No, you're right, but
All right.
why you gotta ruin the joke, man? Now the whole joke is ruined. Who was worse here, Steve or me? Who ruined it more? Huh? All right, into the
All right,
water.
we're going to submerge the muslin sack with the grains into the water. This is essentially a giant tea bag. I mean, it really is. And that's going to sit for 30 minutes. For anybody who's new to us and brewing and stuff. My timer's already set, so here we go.
That's right. We're talking to you, viewer two. I see you.
We have a viewer?
I see you.
Oh.
Yes,
Hi,
viewer.
viewer.
You didn't accidentally log on to your phone, did you?
Oh, no. No, I didn't accidentally log on the phone. All right.
All right. So we have begun. What point do you think I should start?
Let me finish my steep. That's what we do. That's what I do with you.
Okay.
As I finish, when you start first, I wait till you're done steeping and you're putting your malts in. That's when I
do have a 90-minute boil.
Oh, that's true. You could probably
We'll give it 15.
give about 50 minutes. Yeah.
All right. So anything else cool happened?
I sold a guitar.
I was there.
You were there for that, so
Yeah. They don't know that though.
yeah, I got quite a bit of musical equipment I'm selling through a website called reverb.com. Anyway, somebody contacted me through the site who happened to be fairly local to us, and so we met up yesterday in another town, and thankfully the gentleman bought one of the guitars I was selling. So,
but more importantly, we drank beer.
We did drink some beer. Yeah,
and there's some good beers. They had one. Has anyone heard of Pog?
That round was better than the first time we went there and got our stamp.
Do you believe that?
Yes.
I believe it. I don't have as good a memory for things like that as you do.
The sole reason the last experience was ruined for me was that Saison that I tried to drink and just couldn't drink it. Something about Saisons just destroys my gut, man, and I can't enjoy them. But, however, this last experience with our nine item flight we had, that was a weird number for a flight, but anyway, it was really good. I had a good time. I enjoyed the beer. There was only 2 beers that were just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, the Haystack IPA.
Haystack IPA wasn't one of my favorites. The Pog something like that. She said, the lady talked to us,
Guava juice.
Pog was a juice. It comes out of Hawaii, so it
like
kind of colored the flavor wise. It colored the beer a little bit sweet, kind of like passion fruit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like terrible, but it wasn't my kind of thing. I'm not really into the fruit beer thing. So
I like fruit beers, but it disappoints me that really to make a fruit beer they have to add basically artificial flavorings after the beer's done brewing. Because if you add fruit juice at first,
right,
the yeast eats it completely. It's gone.
Well, you can use fresh fruit and put it in your secondary. People do that to try to get the fruit flavors in their beers, But you got to strain it out or whatever,
Or they'll do the tinctures with the vodka.
Tinctures, yeah, do that, or extracts. That's the other common thing for fruit beers. Buy an extract, just dump it in, after you're done with your fermentation. So.
Oh, there goes the leg. Getting old, Steve.
Yeah, aging happens, man. Whoa. Getting a little too warm. It's still good, but that's
Creeping up there?
Yeah, it's getting close to the upper register of the heat.
So, I figure.
I always kill the flame for now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean it's right there at the tip of 160. So, excuse me.
Let's talk about friends setting you up for failure.
Okay. Did I do something wrong?
No. It's deep discussion topic number 1 of the day.
Oh, okay.
So, well, it's a good thing. So, there was that tweet the other day that I read, and the person, a lot of the people responded.
Okay. You're talking about the musical tweet.
Right. And they were commenting, and a lot of the people that responded to the tweet were really like, ignore it. You're already amazing. You're already this. You're already that. And it's like, without commenting on the person's musical abilities.
Right.
It's just like they are not famous, right? And I know that they're not quite supporting themselves with their music, so it's like based on those two very objective factors, it's like, no, you haven't made it yet, you know.
Right, I got you.
And it's one of those things, you know, it's valuable to give this beer.
How did you get ahead of me?
Because I'm really good at this game. But
you've been talking about stuff, you know?
And drinking.
What are you, a ventriloquist that does the...
I may have poured myself less beer too, I don't know. They were both really frothy because it was
I noticed.
cold beer going into warm glasses.
Yeah, right.
In any case, what was I saying? So anyhow, this beer is a really good example. Now I could tell you, because I'm your friend and I don't want to hurt your feelings.
Love your beer.
This is great stuff, man. This is amazing. No, man, this is wonderful beer. And you're like, oh, I don't know. And I could tell you that, and I'd be lying to your face. Yeah. And it wouldn't do you any good.
No, I wouldn't learn anything from it.
Let's say you were in a beer competitions, and you'd be like, this is great beer. And you go up, and the judges be like, well, I don't know why you are in this competition.
Right. Do you even know how to brew, you know?
It's like, I think the best thing to do with this is pour it down a toilet.
Everybody said I was amazing.
And then apologize to the toilet because you poured this noxious liquid into it. You know? And of course, this beer is not that bad.
No, it's...
But my point being, I would have done you no favors.
Right.
None.
Exactly.
Whatsoever by telling you how amazing a non-amazing beer is.
That's why I always tell people that chase my beers, like, dude, look, don't worry about being polite. If you don't like it, tell me. And tell me what it was you didn't like. Because, you know, I will learn from your response, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. How many people have been honest, do you think?
I think you have. I think Jonathan has.
Well,
you know,
I don't count, dude.
You know,
I mean, because we're evaluating beers at an analytical level all the time.
It's always academic with us too. You know, you're right. I don't know, man. Not a lot of people have had my beer. You know,
you need to change that.
So I mean,
your beer needs to be shared.
I mean, I don't see why Austin would.
Except not your resurrection. Don't share that.
So I mean, I don't see why you said you come back and got more, so you must like it enough, you know.
Oh, well, no doubt. And I am honest with you. And, you know, with the exception of this one, all your beers are fine.
There's probably people, there are some people I met, like people who I met through Jonathan one time. I took some beer with me to drink, hanging out, like a birthday get together, whatever. And they tried it and they said, oh, it's good. But I don't know if they were being polite because they didn't know me. You know, they don't.
Sure.
And I even told them the same thing. I was like, hey, you're not going to hurt my feelings if you don't like it. You know, I'm still learning stuff. You know, just let me know.
And that's just general. I mean, that's just general, at least American culture. It's like, you know, it's like
people pleasers, you know.
Yeah, we're all people pleasers.
We don't want to offend somebody.
We don't want to hurt someone's feelings, you know. But with your friends, you should be that way. You know, my dad's good about that. I've written a couple pieces of music, and my dad was just like,
dude,
yeah, that's technically music.
It is music, but
that's pretty much. It is music. Think?
Yeah.
What do you mean you think?
The
most amazing choral piece on the planet.
And it can even sting a little bit in the end. You are getting a better experience out of it, you know.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And you know, those people, I actually did not enjoy American Idol. And I know a lot of people that tuned in for the first 2 weeks where all they did was make fun of those poor people. You know, I mean, and that was it. The people watching American Idol's audience did this, I swear. Beginning of the season, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Here's where we make fun of people. Here's where the people that are really horrible, and no doubt some of those people were atrocious.
Yeah. It's like, is this on purpose? You know?
Yeah, and
I never actually watched American Idol, but I heard stories. You know,
I watched snippets of it, like little clips from YouTube.
That's what I would see, little clips, because it would be like somebody was just awful. You know,
it was just too painful.
It was either someone awful or somebody amazing, is what you'd see.
Yeah, it's like you get the guy who was Journey, one voice, all of Journey.
Yeah,
and then the guy who is just like.
Sorry about that. I just heard a car start outside my garage.
Because we're not in a studio yet.
We're in a garage. But
We're
you
in
know
a
what? Garages make great brewing.
Except for the audio.
Yeah,
it's real
echoey. Maybe I should do some acoustic treatment in here.
Let's go to my mother-in-law's garage. She doesn't own a car.
That's true. Wide open. It'd be really echoey in there.
Yeah, well, we put up like go-gos. You know what go-gos are, right? Those little movable audio panels.
Yeah.
I've got like 4 bales of that stupid rock roll insulation.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was for. That's the reason I bought it.
Gotcha.
I didn't use all of it. So anyways, yeah, it's just
Wow. We're talking about And
Right
back.
The
Okay.
car started. Okay, the car distracted us.
Viewer number 2's like, really?
No, viewer number 2 left.
Oh, they left. Oh.
Wait.
They're probably like, these guys, knuckleheads, you know. What's up?
I'm back.
Okay. Are you good?
Yeah.
Goodbye. Where you headed?
Goodbye.
Oh. All right. Bye. Love you.
Love you, bye.
All right. So anyhow, it's valuable to give honest feedback. And it depends, you know. I mean,
Right.
you gotta figure out.
We have to
Sometimes,
use the viewer. Or
but no, we're good. We can just keep talking though.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, it's just, you know, it's like sometimes there's time for example, YouTube videos, right? The comment section on a YouTube video is not the time for honest, constructive criticism. It really isn't. If you don't like it, don't say anything. You know, if you do like it, well, with the exception, I mean, you know what? Take that back. There just seems to be a line. Like, so I watch Dust, right, which is a channel on YouTube, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like science stuff, right?
Yeah, and most of them were pretty bad. I mean, the story is confusing, the special effects. I don't bag on beginning artists for special
It's like
effects.
science fiction stuff.
It's science fiction.
That's right. Okay.
Right.
Weird, just little short stories, you know.
Right. And really, most of them are not great. In fact, they seem to have gotten worse. Because I was watching a lot of the replays when I first discovered the channel. I watched all the videos on there.
Oh, okay.
And some were really good. It's like, wow, that's a really good story. There's some really cool love stories. There's this one love story where you experience memories type deal. I can't explain the whole thing, but what I can tell you is it was a good story. There was a good story being told. The special effects were not amazing because they didn't need to do like lasers and computer stuff. They just had like tubes and a couple wires to a head, and it's like you like were able to enter into the other person's thoughts type deal. It was just a really good story. It was very satisfying. It's like, yeah. But most of what you get is these weird quasi, that's a Democrat pour if I ever saw one, man. We're very unbiased on this channel, by the way. No biases here. We are as fair and balanced as
No
Fox
bias
News.
allowed. We make fun of everybody.
Yes, equally. Anyhow, but most of them, they have these vague storylines. You never really know what the main character, where they come from, where they're going. You know, it's like you don't know what it's about. You know, it's like it's so confusing. Hey man, it's your electric bill.
Yeah, that's already ridiculous as enough as it is.
Right?
Yeah.
How did I get onto Dust? Oh, constructive comments.
Constructive comments, yeah. You kind of asserted that you shouldn't do negative feedback, you know.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with negative feedback there, and it depends. You know, by the time a person has by the time they've published a video, they're done.
Right. They're not gonna go remake the video because
they're done asking for criticism. They think that they've done a good job. No, that's not to say if you don't like it. I wish that YouTube would bring back the dislike thing.
Right.
Now apparently the dislike button still works. You know, it still works, but the dislike is just fed to the creator. You know, instead of saying 5,000 dislikes and 20,000 likes, you know, you've got 20,000 likes and then the dislike button, and nobody knows. Which I think is kind of weak sauce. I mean, it's just kind of like, oh, we don't want to hurt people's feelings. But that stuff is valuable. You throw a video up there, 1 million people dislike it. Maybe it's time to look at that thing.
Maybe I should have done this differently. Yeah.
I obviously did something wrong, you know. But in the Dust scenario, I think it's valuable for those directors because that is a forum because they're putting their stuff out, and it's like, okay, here you go, and now we're a whole bunch of audience version movie critics, and it's just like, look, man, your story was confusing. I don't know who these characters are. I don't care if they live or die. Yeah. That's how bland your characters are. You know, I'm not excited. it's like there was almost a moment of tension, but it was so confusing. And then when you resolved it, I didn't know why it resolved. It's like the monster showed up and then just went away.
It's like there's some kind of continuity problem. It's like,
Yeah.
what happened?
And then we cut to a new scene, with a girl that hadn't been in your 8-minute movie yet at all. And suddenly she said something wise, except it didn't match anything else. And so it was babbling. And then the credits roll.
Wait a minute.
It's just like, it's like, so I watched one the other day, and this was weird, okay? Starts with this astronaut, girl passed out in the field with her helmet on, right? She opens the helmet, and there's this little beeping box, and she plugs into the box, and it resets the box. You ever see Lost?
Not really. I know the show, but I didn't watch it.
Well, in Lost, there was this thing that was a countdown, and they kept resetting it, and they didn't know what would happen if they didn't.
Oh.
Kind of like this, except at least in Lost, you found out that it actually was a bomb, apparently.
Oh.
Yeah, and it blew things up. In any case, so she had to keep resetting it, and some people bagged on the special effects, and like apparently they used an RC cable, which I totally saw, and I was like, you know what? They used what they had. If MGM Universal did that, I'd be like, yeah, cardboard props.
You could have done a little better.
You could have done better.
Looked like an episode from like a 1970s Doctor Who,
Yes, exactly.
Tinfoil and.
However, small indie film director, tiny crew type deal. So anyhow, the girl doesn't say anything because there's no one for her to talk to. She starts moving. Every so often, she has to plug into the box to reset it. She runs along, then it becomes nighttime, then this monster shows up. Don't know where the monster came from. You don't see the monster. It kind of like blurbles in and out type deal. It's like a quasi-invisible monster.
Like a phase shifts or something.
Yeah, so
I'm
she
here.
runs
No, I'm not.
runs from the monster. By the way, she does a lot of running without the box, and then suddenly the box shows up again.
Oh.
Anyhow, so she runs. She gets like captured, I guess, by other people who she didn't think are people, but then they turn out to be humans. And they say these vague things, and there's another dead body over there, but it's not dead, but you don't know it's dead, except for the fact that they act like it's not dead, even though it's in a body bag. It's confusing. Anyhow, it
Something
goes...
like this episode made a lot of assumptions.
Yeah, and then they run again, and there's the monster chasing them. It shows up again. It's like, this is almost like one of those dreams where you go to punch, and you've got the guy, but for some reason you're
punch.
It's like, punch! Punch! It's like, exactly, it's one of those. So she runs. Eventually, someone stops her from resetting the machine. And when that happens, the world gets weird, but she still doesn't die.
12 and a half minutes if you want to.
Oh, yeah.
Fire up.
Let's hit it.
Sorry, interrupt you there.
So, and then, so all that happens, and then it cuts to her waking up again in the field. It's like you go back, except this time she's naked. And then she wanders away. And that's how it ends.
I mean, naked is okay, but
Oh, you really gotta see her buns.
still.
I mean, I like buns. Everyone likes buns.
You leave the rest of imagination. But,
Yeah.
So the fact that she's naked in the field, maybe that means she's dead.
See, that was the thing, was all these people were trying to figure it out.
You know, maybe it's one of those things. It was one of those weird metaphorical, allegorical things. You know. Wow. Jet engine much, dude?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta catch up.
No, we don't want to catch up,
Oh.
man. We need to keep a gap there between our production. You know.
But you get my point. The
Right.
point is that it was just confusing. It's like, what is this about?
Does that have solution in it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You should talk bubbly. That's why I was like,
I go shake it.
oh no. 'Cause I know a lot of times to conserve, you'll pour that into our bucket for the.
Which is what I plan on doing later. But
Gotcha, man.
so in any case, it was just really weird. And all that long, so I'm hacking on this particular one, but there are a lot of dustings. So in a case like that, that's a time for people to hack on it. It's like, look, you are on a platform where criticism shows up. And I think that you should be nice. Like, the score was okay. The mixing was horrible.
Mm.
You know, There was some guy with a really thick English accent, kind of Cockney English or something. Speaking of English, we'll be right back with that. Anyway, so you couldn't understand him very
What are you
well.
talking to? There's no viewers.
Well, Peter might review it later. Peter, I'm talking with you. If you happen to view this portion, he watches replays. He watches
Oh, he does?
replays.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks, Peter.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, so he had a thick accent, which would be hard for you and I to understand anyways. But then the sound effects and the music were so loud that you couldn't understand the dialogue. And I found that is something with just all of it. Whether it comes out of Disney or Sony, MGM, RCA, or an independent studio, or just some dude in his garage making a video, everybody makes the music and sound effects too loud. Me and Wendy watch with the subtitles on with everything. Everything. Just because it's like, oh look, now I know what they're saying.
I can understand it.
Yeah. And I don't know, maybe it's just getting old, but I don't think so, because there's a lot of people were complaining on this one. And it just seems like,
No, I got you. Huh, okay.
you know, I will say this about this beer. It's easy to drink.
It is. It's kind of got a toppy finish to it, you know.
It's
I mean, it is easy to drink. It's not bitter. It's not sour.
it's not super heavy.
It's not heavy. I mean, it does go down smooth. It just doesn't quite taste the way I was wanting it to taste.
Well, it's not terribly interesting, I guess, is the thing. Not quite as bad as Aslan Brewery's Classic Lager.
Yeah.
So, levels of interest up and down. There's water, and then there's Aslan Brewery's Classic Lager.
Right. Other Aslan products are good, but that
Yeah,
lager was
We
not.
like Aslan as far as a brewery goes.
Yeah, but that one.
That lager was just like,
I mean, I've had.
if you could pour boring in
I
a
mean-
can, they did.
I mean, Michelob Ultra tasted better than that lager,
Whoa,
and that's saying a lot.
that is saying something right there.
I mean, sorry, Aslan. You guys make your other products are good, but that one was not good, sir.
boy, did you just punch that one.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that was their goal to have a super light, almost nothing beer, but
Well, they succeeded.
I'm gonna try something different this summer.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to make a pilsner.
During the summer?
Yeah.
Why would you do it during the winter when it's naturally cold out?
Because the pilsner is a very light, light.
Well, yeah, you make it during the winter, so you drink it during the summer. That's what the whole thing about the Märzen beer is.
Yeah, I know, because of the weather. But remember, I have controlled fermentation too, so
Indeed, you do.
not as good as yours, because unfortunately mine shares the space with the beers that I'm drinking, But
I will drink your beers at 60 degrees. Doesn't bother me.
But I don't know. Brandy found that like 50 cubic foot chest freezer she wants. Not 50 cubic feet. That was it. 50 cubic feet's a lot.
That's really big.
Anyway, look kind of look about as wide as a dishwasher. Standard dishwasher.
Right. So,
But she won't let me ferment beer if I buy it for her. Well, she wants it for like meats and stuff. She wants to go buy a bunch of bulk meat and keep frozen long term.
yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could turn that thing into something.
No,
No. Yeah, I just wouldn't do it right.
I wouldn't do it right.
Chest freezers are the way to go.
Chest freezer with an Inkberg. That way you have control over it.
Yep.
Or
Well, you could still use
or
an
a
ink
kegerator. Well, I know I could. Or an actual kegerator.
That works well for me.
Doesn't work for you, yeah. If I can find a kegerator that someone doesn't want to keep, I might do that. Make that a very controlled fermentation, thing.
You should take a moment and say hello to Comex roast beef.
Hey, what
Comex.
Comex roast
Maybe
beef?
it's California Mex roast beef.
Does it say Calmex? Is that what it is?
No, it says CAMEX roast beef.
Oh, okay. Well, hey.
Hello, Comex roast beef. We're brewing beer. We're drinking beer. Are you drinking beer? You should be drinking
Hopefully
beer.
you're drinking beer. Cheers to you.
Wait, how old are you? You know what? We don't really care. Your parents there? Convince them to let you drink beer and drink beer. I'm not down with this age limit. Your parents should be able to say, drink beer, son. Drink beer, daughter.
6-minute warning on my seat, so not that really matters. You already have fire on.
Right.
So.
Drink beer, random child who's wandered into my house. All right, dude. He is of age.
Right on. How you know it's a he though? Could be a she.
It's a roast beef. What kind of girl calls herself roast beef?
Good point, but 2023, man. No.
I am not playing this identity game. I'm not doing it. I don't care if you're a dude, dude. You're a dude. Look at that. You just became a dude. Are you a dude? Steve's kind of right, man. Comex, roast
thank
sheep
you.
is.
Too much heat. It's all right.
I do that all the time, and my beers turn out fine.
Oh no, I'm not sweating. Are you a brewer by chance?
Oh, he is. So we are talking to a gentleman, and he is from Norway. Like from Norway, you're in Norway right now. Like, what are you doing
That's
away?
cool. That is cool.
Well, hopefully you're drinking beer.
I mean, I've never been to Norway, but I love talking to people from other parts of the world.
You know, I watched a really cool movie from Norway the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was good. Have you ever noticed that if you watch a movie in another language, it's more difficult to tell if the actors are doing a good job or not?
Oh yeah, because you don't know the styles and things of the language. You don't know if they're doing a bad job.
Right. It's like, are you acting well or is this? I don't know. I mean, you can to a certain extent, right? If it's really bad, it's like
Right.
it doesn't matter what language you talk. I am not convinced.
All right. I'm gonna step off camera for a second because I need to get my malts.
Wow, that's soon.
Yeah, I'm about 4 minutes away.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. All right. Well, Steve Alone, you are definitely no, but want to try brewing sometime. Nice. All right. Wait. We didn't cover. You obviously speak
Okay.
English well.
I'm back.
Well enough to understand us. Are you in Norway now? That was the thing.
Right.
We didn't cover that. Are you in Norway now?
Because yeah, it's really late at night. They're early in the morning. You kind of look at it, huh?
Well, England is 8 hours ahead of us.
Right.
So it is. What time is it? So it's 12:30 in England. And I think and Norway's
not sure.
further east than that.
Right.
Pretty sure. So sweet. Actually, so he says he wants to try brewing sometime. We recommend this activity.
Yes, indeed. Brewing is fun. You get to reap the rewards in the end.
You get to customize and tailor your beer. And the truth is, it is not that hard. Okay.
No, if you can follow a recipe, you can brew beer. You are gonna have to have a little initial cost investment. You got to buy your equipment. We're using steel kettles. I have a propane gas tank and then a burner system, kind of like a turkey fryer burner system. So you have a little bit of upfront cost, but in the end you'll make up for it because depending on the kind of beers you like take for instance what Jamey and I typically like the more expensive flavors of beer, and so if we brew our own, in the end we have roughly these makes 5 gallons. We 5 U.S. gallons. Roughly we that's about 53 12-ounce bottles of beer, and so if we were to buy the kind of beers we like, 53 bottles of the beer we like, it would be way more than the cost of the not the equipment so much, but the ingredients to put together. And you got to wait because it takes time for it to ferment and all that stuff. But
he is checking out. So.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay.
Concise.
All right. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. Good luck to you, sir. If you decide to start brewing, it is definitely a fun, rewarding hobby.
Yeah, you gotta find a buddy. And the nice thing about brewing beer is you really can't go wrong. Not everything will be amazing, but you're not gonna poison yourself.
Right.
And stuff. Yeah. So hey, thanks for dropping by. Totally appreciate it, dude. Have a good night. It is way early. It is 1:30. 1:30 in Norway.
Okay.
Yeah, that's early in the morning for you. Take it easy, man. That's cool. Yeah, but no, anyways, just since a person from Norway checked on, it was actually a pretty cool. It was a pretty cool movie. A little bit of an anti-Catholic church sentiment in it.
Yeah.
Because so it was about trolls. It was modern times. Kind of Jurassic Park, but trolls. If you think about it, something from the past, like an ancient mythological thing, but then we make it into the future.
Right.
And the way they were drilling a tunnel to somewhere, and they woke up this
Woke it
troll
up.
that had been buried in ancient times.
Okay.
Type deal. It was actually a pretty good movie. It was a lot of fun, and the troll was running around in modern Norway, and it was cool. But yeah, I really like watching foreign language films with English subtitles, except for Spanish films. With Spanish films, I'll watch them with Spanish subtitles because
I practice the reading and the.
Yep, I understand Spanish enough that I can read the Spanish subtitles and still catch up with the whole thing. Anything else, I really, like Chinese films, Chinese and Japanese films, absolutely, you should watch them in their original language with the subtitles. 100%. Kung Fu, they're so much better. Like really, Crouching Kitten,
Tiger,
Hidden Gecko,
Dragon. Crouching
Lizard.
Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Feline. Say it again.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Right. And to be honest, the part that I would get it wrong is I would say Crouching Dragon, Hidden Tiger. I'd get those two. The whole tiger dragon thing, I know that, and I know there's crouching and hidden. It's like, which one was hidden and which one was crouching? So in any case, that in the original Chinese,
Who's here?
one of your children, I hope, or someone's robbing you. One of the two.
That'll be the last thing I do.
Oh, and we started out this episode talking about how we're nonviolent.
Well, I don't recall my younger one getting home yet.
Right?
The older one left with her mother.
That's true. You're right. Maybe Max gained a lot of weight in the last 56 minutes.
Right, I'm about to go investigate.
I'll watch your pot so it doesn't boil over.
There's no way it's going to boil over. The flame's not even on right now.
He says that now. Watch it. He's going to walk out with the flame off, and he's just going to... It's like, I couldn't stop it, man. The flame wasn't on. I couldn't even turn it off. I don't know how this happens to you.
How did this happen? No, flame off, it still boils over.
It's like, ah.
I didn't know what to do. There was no flame to turn down. Wow, that is... Seriously?
Speaking of turning flame down, I'm sitting at 140 now, so I need to...
Yeah, maybe she came home and just didn't notice her walk in.
It's possible. There's no car here right now.
Yeah, she would have been dropped off by... Well, maybe. Usually she gets dropped off by her friend's dad, because her friend's dad's taking her, her friend home.
Right.
Back to her mom's. And... Anyway. All right. Time to bring in... Oh, no, don't do that.
Got the ladle?
Yeah, I do have a ladle.
All right. And now is a good time to switch to podcast. Is it gonna work? Oh, it did work. Nice. I love it when it works. It doesn't always work, All right, stirring in the molasses.
Turn it in.
Comex roast beef.
What interesting name, huh?
Well, it's a handle.
Right.
Like Toad Topper 1-2 @#. It's like, okay.
Right. That one is good.
I forget what you're doing again. You're doing
Mac and Jack clone.
The Mac and Jack. That's right. Anyhow, I was blabbering on about Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Seriously, I don't know why I have such a. I love the Chow Yun Fat, and you know I like Michelle Yeoh. I mean, those are two really good actors, right? World.
Yeah.
We just can't remember the name of the stupid movie. I think I might watch that movie tonight if I can find it. But in the original language, much better, much better. I thought it was much better. Because I did watch it with subtitles, and it was like, nope. Just not. And it's, the thing is, it's beyond the whole, the audio for the dialogue stops and the actor's mouth keeps moving. It's beyond that. It's just something about the original languages that just make it, it makes it more organic, I think. It just makes it sound more organic and real as opposed to the dubbing. The dubbing just doesn't cut it for me. I'd rather watch it with subtitles. Of course, I read really well too, so I have that advantage.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to get my flame back on, and then I'll add my dry malts. Ow.
Lemon!
All right, there's that.
I'm sitting at 150 now. Just enough flame, that's it.
All right, flame is on. So I need to get this one going.
Rinse it out.
There.
Doing your thing.
That was the, this one should be ready. Not having a blow up that we've had in the past, where it popped open and got everywhere. That was not fun. Clean that up.
Yes, we've had many adventures in your garage. I don't think there's a garage floor on the planet that's been mopped as many times as your garage floor.
Seriously. All right, that's done.
Kniff. Ooh, that would have been bad.
Need that. Just a minute. Kniffy. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, make sure you clean that powder off that. We call this a natural foaming agent.
Yeah.
Anytime you use the dry malt, oh my goodness, does it get foamy?
Break apart. Come on. Thank you.
I forgot this was a 90-minute boil.
Oh, yeah.
I've also forgotten the reason that I make it a 90-minute boil, but I know how it turns out, so I'm not going to change the way I do it. Mylar process or whatever it is. Except I think that's more towards like cooking baked goods in the oven than it is boiling things. But it's still a whole idea. Stir, Steve. Stir.
I notice if I get a good whirlpool going, it tends to foam less, or clump up less.
Yeah.
There we go. It's gonna foam no matter what. Look at that. Nice.
That stuff definitely dissolves really well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I turned my heat back on. In an effort to get the a little bit warmer so that the powder would dissolve a little quicker.
Yeah.
All right. Liquid, liquid malts. Yeah. All right. I got a ways to go before I'm boiling, so I'll wait to get my timer ready. All right. I need to go use the bathroom real quick. Investigate a noise.
Thumpings up in the upper stories of your house?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and go back to normal cam. We'll move pot cam out of the way for the moment. We'll go over there to pot cam. We are at the very beginning of May, and that means, my friends, it is time for the hot break. So the hot break is the newsletter put out by the Northwest Brewmeisters. No, Northwest Brewers Supply. We're the Northwest Brewmeisters. Northwest Brew Supply. So the hot break is put out by Northwest Brew Supply. And unlike a lot of newsletters, which are absolute garbage, the hot break is actually kind of cool. It's everything. I think part of it is that I know Ben down there is the one who writes. He writes the short little article that's part of the hot break, and he does a pretty good job. Yeah,
That was a grill.
It's entertaining. It's educational. It's an enjoyable newsletter. Now part of it, of course, is I'm into beer. Steve's into beer. We're into beer. But, I'm also into music. And I have music published on, arrangeme.com, a couple of places. Yeah, their newsletters are boring as dust. For one thing, they're very obviously, there's nothing interesting outside. There's nothing interesting in their newsletter. It's just like, look, here's the stuff you can buy. Yay, buy. And absolutely, the newsletter, you should check out the rest of the newsletter, look at the cool things that are for sale down at Northwest Brewers Supply. But because there's a cool article, I am much more likely to read the newsletter like I'm about to do now. We're going to turn this sideways though, so that's really tiny. So, Kolsch. Kolsch is a style of beer. And it was invented to kind of compete with a bunch of English bottom brewing beers type deal. It tastes kind of lagery. It's got kind of a crisp, clean finish. Down at Northwest Brewers Supply, they have one called the Temptation Ale, which is actually, I think that's the seasonal. They've had the recipe for a while. I've made it several times. Wendy likes it. I like it. Smooth beer. Easy drinker.
Ooh,
Good to go.
Sun coming in that window now.
You're
Are
right.
you talking to the viewer?
No. Although we had one. They're going now.
No.
No, but I'm reading the hot break. It's time for the hot break.
Okay.
All right, so here we go. Hi, Jamey. I just like to believe they know that they're actually writing to just me. All right, right now the sun is out and we want to take off our sweatshirts for the second time this year. Briefly. When we sat down to decide what kind of beer we wanted for the seasonal release, we wanted to drink in this kind of weather. As for the beer, there is a beer in the lineup that makes us ask the same question each time we brew it. Why aren't we making this beer all the time? I don't know. So this month, we have the perfect weather and the perfect beer to enjoy it, the Temptation Kolsch. No lie, good beer. Actually, to be honest, every kit that we have made of theirs has been good. None of them have disappointed us. You can check out an interesting history of that beer in the featured article below. So here we go. So if you do happen to be local to the Pacific, up here in the Northwest Washington corner, and you shop there, you should know that from the 17th of May to the 20th of May, there's going to be some scheduling conflicts down at Northwest Brewers Supply. The 1884 Yellow Beer Invasion of Germany. Okay. New beer trends aren't always celebrated. Every so often, a beer comes along that shakes up the entire industry, and we are not talking about the New England IPA. The beer that turned the tables in historical terms is a relative newcomer to the style catalog and is only 600 years old. It's just a baby. By the way, beer history starts in the year 4000 BC. So there you go.
4,000, huh?
That's what they're claiming.
Wow.
The new beer was invented to compete with growing popularity of the pale English beers that had been so successful. Pale ales were an incredible novelty at the very least, considering that all beers prior had been brown. All right. Black beers came later. We're talking about the cold fermented lagers using the newest, lightest colored malts. Still, the big difference that made it special was the bottom fermenting, cold tolerant lager yeast. Saccharomyces pastorianus. I'll remember that.
Sure.
So there's a reason that lagers dominate global beer production right now. I think it's like 80% or something of all beer consumed in the world right now is a lager.
No.
Ales are actually a really small part of it.
Well, that's too bad.
Well, there's a lot of stupid people in the world. But that is a topic for another day.
Wow, that was a little intense.
Hey, I call it like it is, man. We'll tell you that story so we can tell you another tale of contempt and an adroit refusal to adapt. I'm going to tell you the story of Kolsch. 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 Kolsch.
Kush is an umlaut.
Yeah, O with the umlaut. Say it.
Kush.
Kolsch. Say it again.
Kush.
I'm just like making you say it too many times now.
Like Österreich, which is Austria. Is it umlaut? Österreich is the German word
Österreich,
for
is it
Austria.
spelled with an O?
Yeah, umlaut O.
Yeah.
Österreich.
I actually do know how to use it. All right. Anyway, so the next section of the hot break is grognards do what grognards do.
Grognard.
Grognards.
What are grognards?
I will tell you. Wow, my phone's going to sleep. Germany is serious about its beer. Laws are written about its production. And Reinheitsgebot wasn't the only one. As the pale, bottom-fermented beers began to show up in Cologne, Germany, the grognards, or old brewers, began to grumble. Of course a grognard would grumble. Then you would get a grumbling grognard, which is kind of fun to say. Go ahead, say it.
Grumbling grognards.
Grumbling grognard, exactly.
It is kind of fun.
See, I told you.
Is there somebody else saying something?
There's 3 people watching. Energizer Beastie 9. Hiya, Chase. Where you been, buddy? And Nathan. Well, hello, Nathan.
Hello.
Who's this Nathan guy? I don't know who the heck this is. I don't know. I feel it's weird. It's like this new guy showed
Let's
up.
be happy that he's here.
You're right.
Same with Chase. Glad you guys made it.
Thanks for being here. We're into the hot break. I'm reading the hot break for this month. So Germany's serious about its beer. You got the Reinheitsgebot, which of course we talked about yesterday when we picked up our supplies.
Which we learned something new. It only pertained to Bavaria.
Yeah, just a little chunk is Bavaria, and it wasn't nearly as broad-reaching as all that.
All those years, I thought it was like the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle.
The next time we come back, the next time we come back, it'll be hot break time.
Right.
So since Nathan's here and stuff, no man, Nathan says, "Don't give me that. Sorry, been super busy." It's cool, dude. You are not obligated to watch about it. We really love it that you do, though, and we really did miss you, actually. We were talking about that. Man, not even Nathan shows up anymore. We thought like maybe we'd done something wrong. All right, let me continue on. Whereas Germany, the grognards or old brewers began to grumble about the same sort of thing most of us grumble about anytime something new comes along. Tradition, tradition. That's such a good. Maybe I'll watch that instead of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. I know, squirrel. Okay, the old way. So grognard comes from Napoleonic France, and was the name Napoleon gave to his old guard in his Grande Armée. These experienced veterans, highly decorated and fiercely loyal, knew they had the liberty to complain about the conditions of military life without fear of reprisal. Like admirals. The word grognard comes from grogner in French, which means grumbling, grumpy, or peevish. We can trace the English word groaning to the same place. Ben, CBD salon owner, beer supply seller, and master of linguistics. Yeah, I think it's salon. I know he does stuff with CBD oils and stuff. It's not important.
No.
I
thought it was a tanning salon.
Oh, really? I thought it was okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Leave it in the comments, Ben. So, anyways, the brewers at the time said that the bottom fermented yeast was some sort of abomination that must be stamped out of existence. You know, it's like heaven forbid you use a solid state amp. I mean, seriously, that is the effect of that. That's what it is, man.
I see what he's doing here.
Yes, maybe. Perhaps that was the rhetorical edge the media could have spun on it. Fact remains, brewers in Cologne were spinning their heads trying to compete with these yellow bottom fermented beers. So it's like it doesn't matter if your tube amp sounds better. Everybody likes the solid state sound. So play through solid state or fade away, brother. This is too much fun. I'm liking this. All right. But seriously, so the yellow bottom fermenting beers with all those lager yeast were doing really good. And these Cologne guys were not happy about it. But, so, instead of figuring out a way to compete, they just made laws to force all the brewers in the area to do this.
Oh. Huh. Sounds awfully familiar.
Yeah, America. Jeez.
We'll just make laws.
Yeah, we'll just make a law. You can't do it this way. I mean, that's... All right, that's a completely different topic. We're not doing government today. In the future, on Northwest Brewmeisters, we will talk. No, we won't. Steve will stop me. No heavy controversy. Grognar sounds like the monster you have to fight to get into the tavern.
Yeah, it sounds like a fairy tale creature. That's what
Absolutely, D&D. Welcome, beer. D&D is
roll some dice, you know. And all of a sudden, you encounter a 50th level Grognar with its giant claws and a big mug of ale.
What do? I drink ale with the Grognar. I mean, come on, let's think about this.
Roll for drinking.
Can't lose on this one. All right, so here we go. Continuing on. So the brewers, so these old Grognar guys, the old brewers, the crusty, the curmudgeons.
The Grognars.
Exactly. Would go so far as to require that young new brewers would have to take an oath that you prepare your beer as of old from good malt, good cereals, and good hops, well boiled, and that you pitch it with top yeast and by no means the bottom yeast.
How dare you?
That is Germans, I swear. No offense to German folks.
But come on!
Yeah, man. Okay, so it was clear that the brewers of Cologne would need to make a beer that could compete with these newfangled lagers. The beer that was invented would take its name from the region that invented it. Cologne, the English word, is Köln in German. K-O-umlaut-L-N. The beer they needed was blonde, hop forward, and dry finishing. Pretty much, it needed to taste like your basic lager, right?
Right.
The Kush would use the traditional top fermenting. You be quiet. The traditional top fermenting yeast of its day, preserving the old ways, which made the Kush an alt beer. Alt means old in German.
Yes.
So you could say that all Kolsch beers are an alt, but not all alt beers are a Kolsch. That's true. All cats are animals, not all animals are cats. Thank you, Ben, Captain Obvious. To further give themselves a fighting chance, this beer would go through a cold storage or lagering phase to give it that crisp clean edge, crystal clear finish, not unlike the beers that it would compete with. So basically they made a lager with a top fermenting yeast. Seems like a lot of work when they could have just used bottom fermenting yeast and made the beer.
But that was a faux pas, you know. How dare you? Right?
You know, I dyed my hair blue after I got out of the Navy.
I know.
Ask me how much I put in tradition.
I remember you looked like Luke Skywalker for a while.
I did, a really good
Like
looking
1977 Luke Skywalker. He had his hair look just like that.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I was pretty much cool. And then I dyed it green, and that was a huge mistake because suddenly everyone's like, "Oh, you like the Seahawks?" And I had to beat up all these poor 20-year-old college kids because I don't like the Seahawks. Actually, I hated the Seahawks at the time, not because I hate the Seahawks, but because they were winning Super Bowls, and so my college experience was being ruined with all this stupid football. I was not happy with it. I've only got 10 minutes to finish
There's
this.
comments. We should probably take a quick comment break. See.
Oh, well, here, tell you what, man. Oh, no, wait. Kush beer is a thing, right? Ooh.
Kush?
And Alex says, yeah, it's like an edible.
Oh, not Kush. Kolsch. K-O-L-S-C-H.
You've got a magic phone.
No, Kush. Yeah, Kush is a strain.
Okay.
He's referring to a marijuana strain. Kush. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's what I heard.
Boy, have I lost my train of thought. Continuing on, so basically you got these old brewers.
Right.
You got lagers. What we know today as the common lager, which is a bottom, the yeast sinks to the bottom of the fermenter and does its work there. They were super popular. These German guys, they didn't like it. They were old, crusty curmudgeon. They didn't want to change with the times.
What was the word?
Grognard.
Grognard.
G-R-O-G-N-A-R-D.
Tell me,
It
man.
screams curmudgeon, doesn't it?
It screams curmudgeon and it screams fairy tale. You know?
It really does.
Watch out, or the Grognards will get you. You know?
Roll for drunkenness. Of course, Chase says that he is our father, which
Because I mentioned the Luke Skywalker.
yes, absolutely.
The
He's like,
1977
no,
Luke Skywalker.
you know, at least he used it properly. He says, "No, I am your father,"
Right.
which is I think that's the original quote. Instead of the Luke, "I am your father."
Yeah, he never said Luke.
Yeah, he never said that. Anyways, continuing on.
I'm about to get boilish. Go ahead.
So we got the first Kush appeared on a beer label in about 1918. About that time, there were 40 breweries, 40, cranking out their own top fermenting beers. Not a great time. Yeah, 1918, not a great time in Germany.
No. Kaiser Wilhelm would be.
Yeah. And sadly, after the war, there were only 2 Kolsch breweries that made it.
Oh, okay.
By
schmeckies,
1950, it had recovered, but at 500,000 barrels. Go ahead, I'm reading away.
No, I forgot my string.
You're boiling!
Yes, I know.
It's gonna boil over!
It's not gonna boil over. I already reduced the heat. Throttle back, dude.
He thinks it's not gonna boil over.
It's not gonna boil over because I haven't put anything in it.
Okay. All right, you're good. Where am I at? 1950, the beer scene had recovered, but at 500,000 barrels, Kolsch could not be counted on to compete with the lager's dominant position. That would change a bit between 60 and 80, 1960, 1980. Popularity would peak at about 3.7 million barrels in Cologne. This would prompt the brewers to create yet another beer law. This one, with a far easier name, the Kolsch Convention, would be adopted in 1986 and would spell out exactly how Kolsch should be made. All right, look, Germany, stop. Did you know that Mark Hamill's dad left him in real life to practice for the role? I did not know that. That takes method acting to the next level. Anyhow, Germany, knock it off. Stop making laws that don't need to be made. Who cares? It's beer. There's so many cool beers out there. Stop Stop trying to control your beer brewers. You're dumb. Knock it off. All right. Anyways, the Kolsch Convention, 1986, and would spell out exactly how Kolsch should be made. It would also adopt the city of Cologne as the regional epicenter of Kolsch, with only a few outside the city who had been brewing Kolsch prior to the convention. Everything spelled with a K. In 97, the Kolsch Convention would be granted protected geographical indication, just like French champagne and English Stilton cheese, protecting the name and cementing Cologne as the center of Kolsch. So, all these people with sticks up their hoo-has get to walk around and say, oh, your Kolsch wasn't brewed in Cologne, therefore you can't call it a Kolsch. You know what? Jump off a cliff.
Yeah, it's
If
like
I make a Kolsch, I'm calling it a Kolsch.
it's like sparkling wine. You can't call it champagne.
That's exactly. Oh, yes, I can.
Same
Champagne.
idea. I mean,
In fact,
yeah.
it's better than the champagne from Champagne.
you just can't label your bottle champagne.
And you English Stilton cheese people, have you ever even heard of Stilton cheese?
No.
All right, England, you got to work on your PR there. All right, here we go. Anyways, the PGI is only enforceable inside Europe. That means that neither you nor Will Kemper at Chuckanut Brewery will face any consequences for brewing a Kolsch. Interestingly, the Chuckanut Brewery's Kolsch would go on to beat the Germans at their own game by taking home the gold medal in 2018 and the silver in the 2017 World Beer Cup.
Nice.
They take gold again in 2017 and 2021 for the Kolsch in the GABF. If you haven't had one, be prepared for your tongue to slap you in the face for waiting so long.
That's an interesting visual.
Yes, my touch is whack. Did you just lick your face? Kinda, but no.
Not
Anyhow, popularity of the style would be expanded in U.S. markets. Thanks to the fact the PGI could be ignored altogether, along with the pesky Bavarian purity law of 1516 that requires most of us to turn to Google every time we need to spell it. While not nearly as common on taproom menus, it appears with some regularity. Point being, outside of the EU, nobody cares about this geographical indication, protected geographical indication, and nobody cares about the Rheinheitsgebot. Cabot. Make your beer, drink your beer, love your beer. I think it would. So, hey, by the way, Alex R says, did you know that Mark Hamill's dad left him in real life to practice for the role?
No.
I have no reason to believe that that is not true. Nathan says that would make cool. Oops, gotta scroll up. This stupid heart's in the way. That would make cool click. Oh, he's not right. He's not wrong. He's like a tongue slapping a guy in the face. It'd be good on a can. Dude, you need to draw it and trademark
some
it.
marketing, yeah. Hey, so I think we need to get your solution water in the bucket soon.
Yeah.
I'm in the boil stage now, so.
Okay, I will do that in just a minute here. All right, so really to follow up this, I should be. I don't know how much time I have left until I'm supposed to go for boil. 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes to finish the hot break. Reading super fast. I'm just gonna hit the main parts. Scrolling. You know what? Shut up. I have been. Come on, my phone's going crazy.
Come on, I can't get a good boil. Roll! Where
are we at? Okay, BJCP. So there's a description that you can look up. Clean, crisp, delicately balanced beer, subtle fruit and hop character, subdued maltiness throughout leads. Grain bill is reminiscent of several classic Pilsner recipes, so it's a lot like a lager. It's just made with top fermenting yeast. Kolsch yeast makes for a distinctive beer and one that should not take you too long to be able to recognize when you encounter it in the wild. It's a great way to start brewing lager-like beers without the need for temperature-controlled conditions, which is nice because lagers are a little harder to brew. You got to get it cold unless you just go ahead and brew in the winter.
Right.
Shove it outside and let the beer do its thing.
Which I've done. I've used the cold garage to keep that lower temperature.
Nathan says keep him on track, Steve. Kolsch yeast makes for a distinctive beer, one that should take you too long to right. I said that. Most interesting thing is how it's served. Tall, 200 milliliter or 6.8 ounce glass, so not in the big pints.
Hmm.
You don't have to worry about running out because no sooner than you are finished, you get a second or a third or whatever. Your coaster will be marked to track how many you've had, and when you're done drinking, leave a little in the glass and place your coaster on top. Automatic refills. This beer was made to be consumed. This month, we've made it even easier to get a Kolsch education. The Temptation Kolsch kit is on sale for all grains for $30 and extract kits for $38. For the extra ambitious brewers out there, it's a great time to do a little side-by-side comparison with different yeast strains. You could use Yeast 1007 German ales, Safale K97 German ale, and for a limited time, Yeast 2575 PC Kush 2. Remember, the private collection strains will need to be pre-ordered. We order yeast every Saturday, and your order should arrive the following Thursday. Precious yeast. Taste of tradition without a trip to Deutschland. Germany's brewers' bold claims about the inferiority of bottom fermenting yeast and the steadfast resolve to remain true to the past had very little to do with what they had very little evidence to support their ideas. We know that. We also know that the Kolsch is a great beer, even if it doesn't outsell standard macro lagers. We know the sales volume is in no way a guarantee of quality, despite the bold claims from the marketing department. While the Kolsch may not beat Budweiser in sales volume, which will forever confuse me, continuing on, which is interesting. Anheuser-Busch, German, Adolf Budweiser, right? What's his name? Or was it Adolf Coors? What was Budweiser's first name? It doesn't matter. The point is, both Coors. It's time!
Oh, that was loud.
I ran out of time. All right. Point is, both Coors and Budweiser came from Germany. They were Germans. And Budweiser, Bud Light, all the Bud products, Coors, Coors Light, all the Coors products are all lagers. Bottom fermenting yeast, straight up lagers. In fact, they're pilsners. What does that tell us, children?
The Germans make good beer.
Actually, they don't make bad beer. There's nothing wrong with their beer. It's just
I like their Dunkels.
it's not super interesting.
Dunkel.
Chuckanut serves. Okay, so if you were in the Pacific Northwest out by us, you could go up to Chuckanut Brewery. Not a bad brewery at all. We like their beer. And they serve their Kolsch in a 20-ounce glass because that's
Hey, your timer went off.
That's okay. I'm behind you anyway.
It's not the point.
All right. Don't forget
The hot break can wait a minute. It's okay.
I'm almost. I got the last. Okay. Yada yada yada, etc. 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 Prost. Done.
Wow. You could have continued after you got your malts.
I know. But really, it was the last. It was the last paragraph, and it was just a little tiny word. Nothing super important. All right.
Get in there.
So we do. Where are my? All right, let's go back to pot cam so you guys can watch something a little more interesting while I run around. Pot cam, go pot cam, go.
All right. What's your first hop, man?
My first hop is. No, I want to say. Is either Centennial or it's Centennial. That's what it is.
Just 1 ounce.
2 ounces of Centennial.
Here you go.
Thank you. But what I really
You
need
don't
are
need
my
those
malts.
right now. You need your malts.
Appreciate it. Go ahead and take the steeping grains out. Not gonna lie, folks, these smell amazing. They always smell so good. Which is really weird because I hate oatmeal.
All right.
Or any sort of hot cereal. Thanks, man. Just put them right there. That'll be perfect.
All right. Whoa. My little thing fell down there. But that's okay.
I need to get me one of those. So that little tube you're looking at with Steve, it's like this tube. It's a mesh tube. It's metal, so it's like a screen, but it's really fine screen. And tell you what, the amount of sludge that pours out of his beers is significantly less than the amount of sludge that comes out of my beers.
Well, we've learned over time that a lot of that sludge is from the hops. Because, you put the hops pellet in and they actually break up, and they just contribute so much of the sludge.
They do.
And then, when we pour it through the strainer, in the end, that helps as well because of all the from the malts and stuff.
Yeah. Anyhow, that thing's a cool thing. Who gave it to you? Just a buddy or something?
Work buddy, yeah.
Yeah.
He started brewing. He was like, "Hey, I got this thing, man. You can have it. I have like 2 of them." So he didn't want it anymore. He also told me to use rosemary, and I keep forgetting about rosemary. He said, "Put rosemary in your beer."
Put what?
Like fresh rosemary.
For the purpose of what? Flavor?
Add some flavor.
I've heard of savory beers, as they call them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I always forget about it. But he says he's been putting rosemary in his beer. I think like he drops like a clipping or whatever, just a small clipping of fresh rosemary in the boil. All right, how's your beer? Oh,
I was reading. In my defense.
The sun is breaking through that window when I sit back.
So, my beer is a 90-minute boil, peoples. Because as you boil, there are lots of processes that happen under the hood, kind of scientifically type deal. And I know that one of the reasons I went with the 90-minute boil is I read about it somewhere. Someone else did it. It's like, I do a 90-minute boil for this reason. I was like, I'm going to do that with my Scotch ale. So I did. And the results are good, so I'm not changing.
Right.
Unless I can figure out why I did it. Because I might change. I would change if I knew what changing would do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's like if you know what's going to happen and you have a reason to change, then that makes sense.
Dark extract, man.
That's the Munich.
The Munich, okay.
Which I do know why I chose Munich, because it gives it that. That's the one that's going to push it more malty and bready, more of a biscuity type flavor. May I have?
You need ladle.
I do.
Here is the ladle.
Thank you.
By the way, that's a textbook boil.
Pretty much. Let's see if you can keep it.
Nice roller. Well, considering the temperature in this part of the country finally stabilized a little bit, we might be okay. It's only when it's cold outside and we open the garage door, all of a sudden it throws everything off. Garage door is, up a lot higher, so I think we'll be okay.
Well, yeah, when things are, and it's not very windy today.
All right. Nathan asked, bunny or frog hop? Heisenberg at work. Blue beer on the horizon. Alex R says, brewing is an art form. Your ingredients are your tools, and you get better as you. That heart's in the way, man.
I know, man. I don't know how to get rid of it.
I guess he says brew back there.
YouTube, fix that stupid heart thing. It's not useful.
Oh, it says better as you, because a better artist. After a while, you get a sense the science, and it becomes much familiar. Yeah, right. You just you don't even think about it anymore. You just do it, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you ever watch Gordon Ramsay cook, like any of this, he says salt. He doesn't even say how much. He just says salt, and then he throws salt in. That actually really is a textbook boil.
Nice, man. I'm happy with that boil. Earlier it was a little bit aggressive, but it's good to go now. He says, Alex Arson, this is like watching Bob Ross paint. Thanks, man. I think.
You're so much better than Bob Ross.
Wait, oh, I was like, you don't need this.
No, but I do need the ladle.
I could let my hair out. I got a fro if I don't have it in a ponytail. So
It'd be awesome. We are the new Bob Rosses of beer. Bob Ross beer.
we have some happy malts and happy tops going to this batch.
And she dropped her stuffed animal into there. It's okay. There's nothing wrong.
Oh yeah,
Just happy little accidents. Now it's a stuffed animal beer, and we'll boil it a little longer. Who knows? Maybe styrofoam and polystyrene taste wonderful. We'll find out in 6 weeks, friends.
Pretty much.
No lie, Bob Ross was actually a really cool dude. I mean, if you think of the way he did things and stuff. Although I watched the documentary, wow, that was dark, nasty capitalism all over the place.
Really?
Oh yeah, and the people who own the Bob Ross name right now, if they get hit by a truck, the world will be a better place.
Bad people, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. They are not good people at all. I mean, I'm all about capitalism, but there's just certain things you don't do. You don't work people over with clever lawyer tricks and things like that. Right. And that's what they did. Stole millions of dollars from his son and are stealing, as we speak, millions of dollars from his son.
Yeah, back as you said that, Alex was like, he got screwed over. Yeah.
Oh, geez, he got worked over hard. I mean, and it's just like I said, I'm all about capitalism. You're shrewd, you're sharp, you make good deals, yeah. But there are certain things. It's like, I'm sorry, man. That is just dirty.
I was wondering when you were going to pay attention to that. He finally took a drink of his beer, folks.
I'm multitasking.
I know, it's okay.
Multitasking.
I'm just picking on you.
When's your next hop edition?
At the 2-minute mark. I have a while. And then I don't do hops again until I'll do a third hop
2 weeks
edition,
later.
but that's not until it's in secondary fermentation. It'll be a dry hop, which I'm going to put in a muslin sack and throw in there in an effort to.
How are you going to get it out of the?
Well, when it gets down to this point, I'll just pull it out.
How are you going to get it out of the carbon? It's all going to be.
It'll go to the bottleneck of the carbon when I can pull it out.
Okay. You're right. It is only an ounce. It's not like one of those big sacks of grain.
Right.
It'll be fine.
It'll come right out.
I hope Will Jordan doesn't sue us. Of course, he'd actually have to watch an episode.
I would be more impressed if he actually watch an episode of what we do than him actually suing us,
It's like, how do you feel about being sued? Pretty good, really?
Says Alex R says capitalism shouldn't be applied to. I think it's art that's covered by the heart. To art, it's the ultimate form of expression. It's not something to do it for money. I can't. A stupid heart thing covered.
Yeah, I know. Well, the thing is, Alex, is that can I have the ladle back, please?
Oh, yeah.
The thing is that I understand that, but at the same time, Bob Ross was making money. I mean, and to an extent, staying alive, because that's how he fed himself, right? And I mean, the thing is some of the people we think of as great artists, like Michelangelo or
Da
Vinci, who did the Sistine Chapel? Was that
David? Wasn't that David?
Oh, I'm talking about the ceiling of the Sistine. Was that Da Vinci?
No.
Was that
No,
Michelangelo? Michelangelo. I'm not big on visual art. No lie.
Monet, Manet, all those
Right.
old school artists,
But still, yeah. Or if you go over into Beethoven, Mozart, Haydn, all those guys did that for money. They got paid. Mozart was a little bit of a freelancer, but he still, and so was Beethoven. Beethoven didn't have like a steady patron, but he was getting paid.
Right.
Haydn worked for Prince Esterhazy. Is there goop all over my iPad?
No. Where do you see goop?
Oh, yeah, there is. There's like beer or something on it.
That must have come from that, because
I believe you.
I didn't do that.
Is it something that a sweatshirt sleeve can wipe off?
Yeah.
I can do it. I don't care. Okay. As long as it's not the pure syrup. It's like, oh, that would be sticky.
Where it says unknown be become known by being sued.
Hey,
Peter Edwards.
you know, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Wait, did you just say Peter Edwards?
Yeah. Well, Nathan did.
Peter Edwards?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, let's talk about Peter Edwards. Peter Allen Edwards. Peter Allen Edwards, who the Northwest Brewmeisters have followed on Twitter faithfully, even though he never tweets anything, for at least 2 years. Guess who just decided to follow the Northwest Brewmeisters? My good friend Peter. Peter, I'm coming. I know you watch the replays. I'm on my way. I'm coming to England. You can't hide. Your state's, your whole country's only as big as Michigan. I will find you. I'm gonna have words. Textbook. Don't worry. I'm under control. I know what I'm doing.
I didn't say a word, man. Just watching.
Well, the thing is, how much time do you have left?
My boil is down to 40 minutes.
Okay, so we do you.
Nathan says I have his address.
Good, because I only have his old address. All right. We'll sneak over. Actually,
Wait a minute.
open the garage door.
Right.
Yeah, I need the flavor.
Get your flame on.
Yep. The flavor. What the hell? What the hell?
What the hell?
What the hell?
Yeah, sorry for the noise. Yeah. Electric garage opener.
What happens when you watch highly professional broadcasts?
We are the most amateur broadcasters on YouTube.
Don't ever admit that, you fool.
I don't care.
We are not amateur.
Nothing wrong with being an amateur, man. I don't think so.
All right, wasn't really.
Are you ready for a beer yet? Oh, you're still not ready for a beer.
I'm working on it.
I know you've been busy, man. I'm just poking at you.
And I want to get that into the bucket for the
Yeah, we got a transfer
chiller.
bucket for the chiller.
Okay. So no lie, we will be coming by, floating. He's trying to psych out the competition. Don't give in. Alex R. So we'll be floating by the comments and we'll take a look at them and try and respond. Well, actually, Steve, what do you have to do right now? Just kind of sit and watch a boil?
I'm gonna sit and drink beer and watch a boil.
Okay, then I'm going to hand the monitor. It's not an iPad. It's a monitor to you.
I don't have any responsibility until the 2-minute mark.
All right, let's
And
go.
then my world's gonna change after that.
Right, then you're running all over the place.
Exactly. I still need to empty my carb away.
Oh, at what point do you want to do that?
Probably in the 15-minute mark. Here we go.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
roll over to the other side real quick.
Say again?
I said I'm gonna roll over to the other side real quick.
Oh, just roll it. All right, so anyways, gentle viewers, we will try and keep up with the comments, talk amongst yourselves. Got a few things to do off camera, like pour sanitizing solution into a bucket.
All right, I'll do my best to monitor the comments. No, the boil was more aggressive. Really? What are you doing? Can't win. Hey, we got Down with the Fitness. That is
Young William.
Is that your? Yeah, that's your coworker.
Bill.
What's up, Bill?
By the way, yes, I got your attachment. If you're talking about the text message.
Jamie says he got your attachment.
Oh, Donald.
Wow, my flame is being weird. So Bill asked, how do you guys feel about the branded Jack and Coke drinks sold at stores now? I honestly haven't seen them, but I don't look for it. So is it an
what brand is
abomination
it?
or is it?
Jack and Coke brand.
You said,
Obviously, it's a pre-mixed Jack
yeah, I
and
guess
Coke.
Jack
that
and
you-
Coke, yeah, drink sold at stores now. But
Personally,
I haven't seen them, so I don't
I'm
know.
not a mixed drink guy. I think it's dumb, but then again, capitalism. So
Yeah, Bill says he likes them. He also says he has a new toy. So
he's got these little, the Shriner cars.
Alex R says they taste like when you mixed. Again, the stupid heart blocks his comment. Mixed soda at your 8th birthday party. I guess Alex doesn't care for him.
That answer definitely says a lot.
That's probably one of those things you either like or you don't. There's no in between.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I never liked Jack and Coke anyway.
I didn't mind a freshly mixed Jack and Coke every now and then, but I'm not a big whiskey guy or mixed drink guy personally. But every now and then I wouldn't mind one.
Yeah.
Pre-mix makes me think it's going to taste processed, if that makes sense.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. Bill says he likes them. Maybe they're not bad. I don't know.
More for you, Bill.
He says, but yes, I have Shriner cars. Bill said that.
They are. Very cool. The little, those little cars in the parades that the Shriners drive.
Oh yeah.
I think he's got one.
Oh, okay.
I think he's got more than one. How many more do you have?
I think he says he put number 4 in there, so it's only number 4. Heart's blocking his comment. He says because something 4 to hold me.
What happens if you rotate the iPad? Does the
Oh, the heart stays in the corner, but I can read the comments now. Okay.
Stupid YouTube.
Oh, he says because it takes 4 to hold me.
I'm not passing any judgments, but
No judgments.
yeah. You're a healthy boy, Bill. You've wintered well. Several
Oh,
winters in a row.
Don't you do that. Stay. That's my downfall of my little meshy boiler thing.
It falls
Yes.
over.
Well, it falls over. If there's enough boiling activity, it'll move it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
The motion of the wort will move it over.
You should do it like a little wire clip to just kind of secure it to the side of the pot. Or do you want to secure it in the middle of the pot? And either way, we should add a little wire clip.
Maybe, yeah. Something to go over. I mean, that's why I use a spoon to try to hold it in place. So.
Right, but the spoon doesn't actually grip it. I'm thinking it wouldn't be hard to loop something.
No.
Loop.
Bill says well blubber transplants are fun. Laugh.
So, in a more serious vein, the ability to laugh at oneself is actually a good thing. There's that one comedian, we've watched him before. He got hit with a softball, and so now he has a really, really bad stutter. And he does that one, so he became a stand-up comedian for whatever reason. And he uses it to his advantage,
Right.
It's hilarious, and he does the whole thing.
Oh yeah, Josh.
No, it's Drew. His name's Drew.
Wait, did you say the guy with
The stutter.
Oh, okay. I was thinking the guy with palsy that does the stand-up.
Oh, that guy's freaking hilarious
Yeah.
too.
His name, Josh. I forget his last name. Josh something. Yeah. He self-deprecates is what you're saying. Yeah. I know you're talking about the guy with the stutter. Yeah, he uses his stutter to fuel his jokes.
Yeah, can you imagine me? My voice as a GPS.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Turn left. Turn left. Turn left. Make a legal U-turn. Turn.
Right.
That's freaking hilarious.
Yeah,
You
did a good job. Yeah. Oh, Josh Blue. Yep. Yeah. Bill recognized who I was talking about. Yeah, Josh Blue. Yep.
Yeah, that guy's hilarious too.
Yeah. Yeah. He's pretty good, man.
And it allows us to laugh at something that we all recognize as really hard.
Right. Well, when the last time I watched him, he was kind of he had the beard thing going, kind of scraggly hair. And he was making jokes about how people thought he was a homeless guy, because the way he looked.
Yep.
It was pretty funny. It was like a Netflix special he did. So it wasn't blue or what's the word, friend? It wasn't dry bar comedy style. Because we saw him on dry bar comedy where it was very clean,
Dry bars. I kind of like dry bar for that reason.
Mm-hmm. No, but I watched him on Netflix where it was not as wholesome. It was funny. It's definitely funny.
Not so family oriented.
Drew Lynch, also he recognizes the other guy, Drew Lynch.
Yeah,
You're talking about the
Drew Lynch
stutter,
is. He is.
Later, man. Look at Bill's rolling out.
See you, Bill. Take care.
Oh no, what's up, Bill? Alex is taking off. Take care, Alex. Thanks for
Bye,
hanging
Alex.
out, man. Oh, he subbed with us. Thanks for the sub.
Nice. We're up to 27. 27.
Appreciate you, man.
See, I told you we're going viral today. Today's the viral one. Oh, that's a lie. I'm all about.
Yeah, I realized that, Bill. Once I read up, I saw that he was the one leaving. Yeah, no, Bill's not leaving, so he's hanging out a little longer.
Nice. Yeah, I just think it's stupid that I gotta rotate the iPad up and down.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, by doing this way, that little heart stays out
Out
of the way now. Yeah. So. Nathan was saying that Stephen with a PH, Stephen Lynch is a funny MFer also. I'm not sure who Stephen Lynch is. I'll have to look him up. Doesn't sound familiar to me. So.
I will have to. We could do that after we're done brewing today.
All right. I am at 29 minutes, so I'm gonna. Since you're kind of stabilized at the moment, I'm going to step off and empty my carboy,
Okay.
so that it's ready for the next stages here, sort of.
Drinking.
Be back in like 3 minutes.
Good boy, Bill. Yes, dude, that lawn mowing, get yourself some goats. That's what I do. Just post them out there. Drive a post to the ground, chain them to the post. They'll just eat all that stuff. They don't eat stinging nettles, by the way. At least my goats don't. Brew on! Brew on! That's right. So now, I'm waiting for mine to get to the boiling point. I think I'm going to be way behind. Steve is going to be done with his beer before I'm even done with my boil. I'm in an HOA. They say nay. Nay, really? Really? You'll be here all broadcast. It's kind of unfortunate. I didn't know you were an HOA. I do not like HOAs. I owned a condo for a while. It was not an enjoyable experience for me. Just part of it was we had all these rules and nobody was engaged in the management of the association. I was part of the board, me and two other people, we're trying to make this thing run and nobody is giving us input, nobody's voting. That's the thing. I was just like, they talk about voter engagement and things like, people don't get engaged with this stuff. One of his songs is called Special Olympics. We'll look him up. We'll definitely look him up. After we get done brewing, we hang out for a bit and we surf YouTube and look at funny things like that. But yeah, Stephen Lynch. We'll have to look that up. But it's just the whole people not being engaged, and it doesn't matter your politics, American politics, basically Western European or Western civilization. We're just disengaged. We let our politicians kind of exist out there. Yeah, that's what we had. We had a treasurer, a VP, and I was the treasurer. It felt like my whole job was to say, no, you can't spend money you don't have on an old building. That you need to spend the money that we might get on things like fixing necessary things, like the walls. It's like legit. We got a website. Dude, everybody has a website. If you don't have a website, you need to get a website. And a phone number that only works sometimes. All right, let's get a little local, man. We're trying to be global. This is a global broadcast, Mr. Thickness. We got people from Florida. I don't know where Alex are. Hey, Nathan, is Alex British or is he American? I'm assuming he's from Hercrom's Mansion. He's one of the Mansion folks. I wonder what happens if I press this heart. Oh, it gives me options. I'm not going to do that. That's just silly. Special ed. I have no clue. What? There's a confusing statement. We got a person earlier. We had a person from Norway checked on. That was a little while ago. It was like 1:37 in the morning when he checked on. Hung around for a bit and then he bailed. Which 1:37 in the morning, I don't blame him. That's early. So what else should we talk about? Quick, we need a topic. Something deep and interesting. Not overly controversial, though. We don't want to do anything where people get mad at each other. So, sorry, British accent. Tip, tip, fruity pebbles. Oh, I mean Cheerios. There's more global. Okay, did you catch that part about not being offensive there, Bill? You know, there's more global. No, yeah, I'm not surprised. Come on, you can boil. You know you can. Boil, boil, boil. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. It's the only line I know from Macbeth, right there. Not 100% sure it's a real line either. I think it's a line. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. That is an actual Shakespeare line, right? That is from Macbeth.
Maybe. I don't quite remember.
Here I thought you were all well read and stuff. We need a flag with a big hop leaf on it because you're just like cooking over there.
Yeah.
I'm like hiding here.
That's what happens this time of year.
You know, the same thing happens at my
I know. I
house.
was looking at that earlier. I was like, man, I'm always in the wrong spot. You know.
By the way, we need to, if we go back to my house, we're going to have to buy, and by we, I mean me, going to have to buy a new awning because the old one broke.
Oh.
The wind caught it and snapped one of the legs.
Oh.
So. All right, we are boiling. We are boiling.
You finally got boiled, dude.
All right, we got to get this.
Now we have to wait 90 minutes before your next step, but that's okay.
No, 30 minutes until the next step.
Oh, well. I have 23 minutes on mine. My carboy, I mean, it doesn't have cold water in it yet, but it's draining right now, so it's good.
I'm going to go ahead and start my timer. Usually I get it under control before I start the timer, but
Where's your beer?
it's behind, it's hiding.
Oh, okay.
It's safe.
Hey, you saw your bottle springy thing, right?
My bottle,
You picked it up, didn't you?
it's right there.
Okay.
So this is something. All right. I have sad news. It really is sad news for me, actually.
Okay.
It's hard for me to deal with.
And what is this sad news?
I have to drink less beer. So as some of you know, I'm Orthodox, right? And so the Orthodox flavor or expression, of Christianity does not prohibit beer at all. I mean, that's their. I actually drink beer in my church's basement at special occasions, and I think that is the most crazy, wonderful thing ever. But Orthodoxy, we have throughout the year we have 4 major fasts. Dude, that sounds nice and clear. It's maybe it's because I've had a few, but it's not bad. It's just
It grows on you once you've had a couple.
it's not amazing. Is the thing. I
It's
think
not an amazing
we're
beer.
used
Anyway,
to our beers just being crazy. So anyhow,
I'll say
here's the point.
we're tangenting.
Lent. It's the way it works. So Lent shows up. less beer would be unorthodox, dude. Yes.
Yes,
with
I
you,
agree.
Bill.
Agree 100%.
Wait, we need to pay attention to Nathan.
Can't see. The sun's like.
Steve, look up live. Ugly baby, please.
Live ugly baby.
Steve, look up live. Ugly baby, please. All right.
All right,
Down
we're
with
doing
the
this.
thickness says, okay, electric lawnmowers versus gas versus goats. Who wins? Goats. It takes you 5 minutes. You stake them out, you leave. That's it. You're done. Nate says, goats, no need for fossil fuel, no battery, and the right age for dinner. Nice.
Are you referring to an ugly baby TikTok challenge? Because that's what I'm getting on this.
Ugly baby TikTok challenge?
Arkansas mom goes viral after ugly baby TikTok challenge. And then that was like like it's a blog site. Now YouTube came up with the ugly baby TikTok FaceTime prank that's trend.
How about Ugly Baby by Stephen Lynch? It's a song.
Oh, okay, shit. Well, we're PG now.
That's okay.
Ugly,
Last time it was me. I lost control. Just like
ugly baby.
so. While Steve is
Okay.
doing that,
Found it. Okay.
to finish the sad news, the point is that Lent, as you know, and many of the viewers know, so we participate in Lent, which is this period of fasting. And during Lent, you're not supposed to drink alcohol during the week. Now, on Saturdays and Sundays, you're allowed to drink alcohol. But during the week, you're not supposed to. And then there's other things to the fast that go along with it. But that's the important one. So during Lent, I tried hard, and I didn't make it 100%. But I really did reduce my beer intake quite a bit. And I lost 15 pounds. No, that's cool. Don't knock your.
Yeah.
Be careful to take. Anyways, I lost 15 pounds in 7 weeks.
I don't think that was the beer. I think that was like the meat and stuff you cut out, man.
Well, the beer is part of it. Dude, my beers average between 230 and 250 calories per glass. Per 12-ounce glass.
You know why, right?
Because I make fantastic beer.
Well, besides that, because you put so much stuff in your beer. Like the 2 sacks worth of
That's what makes them fantastic.
you know.
You're right.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, statistically, that's why your beers are so high calorie, because
I like my
you put
beers.
so much stuff in there.
They're so yummy, Steve. Point being, I think I'm going to have to reduce the amount of beer that I drink, which doesn't mean that we're going to reduce the amount of beer that we brew, people. Fear not. And this sad news actually brings me around to the thing that you just mentioned, which is, look at this cool thing. Look at this cool thing. Do you see this? Do you see this? Ooh, isn't it amazing? It's amazing. Look at what it is. You're all like, what is he showing us? Why are you so excited? So here's what you do with this thing. So you put this end in your little picnic cap. Boonk, and it sticks in there.
Wait,
and then
how was that?
Boonk.
Okay.
Would you like me to do it again?
One more time.
Okay. Boonk.
All right. Good. I'm happy.
All right. Got a little tighter that last time. Higher pitch. Boonk. Point being, you put this in there, right? And then the beer goes down here. And this down here is a little spring-loaded check valve, which Ben down at the Northwest Brewmeisters said,
Remove it.
He just takes this. So basically, I paid $9 for a plastic tube.
Yeah.
Now that I think about that. Okay. I'm having buyer's remorse. Let's put it back in there. It makes me feel better about myself. So anyways, so you put this in the bottom of the bottle. And it sits at the bottom of the bottle, and you pressurize it, and it's ready to go, and then you go, and it fills the bottle up. And when the bottle gets full, you stop, and then you withdraw this. And I've seen this done on the Yub Tubs, and that is how I know this works. And the volume of this tube, pull it out,
Right.
perfect amount of headspace in the bottle. Cap the bottle, done.
Would you like me to add to your buyer's remorse?
You're going to tell me that you already have 5 of these.
I have 3. You could have borrowed one, right? You could have had one.
I know I have one. I just don't know where it is, man. And it's yours anyways. So
Yeah.
if you have 3 here, you actually have like 7
Probably. Yeah.
because there's some at my house. Anyways,
You needed it.
ignore him. The point is, this is really cool, and so we're gonna just bottle beer, and that'll be cool, and then I can share it.
Yeah.
With people that I love. Like
No,
you.
I'm giving you a lot of crap, but it's all for fun. No,
Which
you're
is
absolutely
pointless
correct, though.
because I already
You know.
love you and I already share beer with you, so it's like
Oh no, what I mean is like no, the idea of bottling your beer that way you can keep drinking your beer, keep making. You don't have to change the frequency of beer making. You just change the frequency of drinking, and your beer will last. So, but yeah, I get it, man. You dieted and did all those linty things, and it showed, man.
Nate knew exactly what it was.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well,
He's like, yeah, it's a bottle filler.
he understands bottling and fermentation and all that stuff. He does it with he makes.
He makes mead.
He makes mead, yeah.
Right. Oh, that's a little violent. That's a lot violent, actually.
That's not a textbook boil.
No, that's like an amateur.
Right, I have just over 15 minutes left on mine.
I have just over an hour and 22 minutes left on
That's
mine.
right. I'll be done and carboyed up and fermenting before you're done, man.
I know, that's what I was mentioning before.
It's fine though. There's no problems. And I'm not gonna have a bunch of stuff to wash because I washed it all before like all the carboys that I transferred from, I already washed them. So
Nice.
got rid of all the doing before we have to do the doing.
That's right. So you're done with the doing. So the
Other than
pre-do
this doing, so I have to clean up
so
after
the
this
doing that needed to be done is done, and now we can do that which needs to be done.
Yes.
Hold on, man. I am remedying something here real quick.
We're gonna get a blanket or something. A blanket or a flag or something is about to come out. No.
Oh, I'm just going to my truck for a second.
And now he's going to his truck. Does this have to do with the sunshine?
Yes. I'll be right back.
Good job, Steve. Jamey was doing the hot break. What are you talking about? Look, man, I realize you have like honored status here. We're gonna go back to the pot cam for a bit. But
Okay.
you need to be nice to me, Nathan. Be nice to me. I'm sensitive. Sorry.
No, I went to get my sunglasses because that's about the only thing I can do right now. Try to keep the.
Nathan's hacking on me. He says, "Good job, Steve. Jamey was doing the hot break." I don't know what that means.
That's funny.
I like the hot break. It gives some sort of substance to this otherwise rambling thing that we call a broadcast.
I know when we first started, we actually kind of did instructional stuff on how to brew. Now we're just like, we talk about everything. We just happen to be brewing while we talk,
I don't know. You know what? This is a serious question. Would beer brewing instruction be more, or do you like the whole?
But you know what? There's
The talk
probably a
show
million.
apps.
There's probably a million instructional videos on how to make beer out there. We're not doing anything innovative if we just teach people how to make beer. But talking about everything else while we're brewing beer makes it kind of interesting, I think.
Yeah, they just like, and I try and find, we try and find things that we can talk about that are just like, dude, I drank
Sometimes
so
they're-
much beer last night.
Yeah.
So, okay, Nathan says, I am being nice to you. Steve should have done some of your stuff to help out.
Ooh,
Zing! Zing!
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
That's okay. I think I should make you a BBG blanket for the window. I could be a sponsor. Love to talk show stuff. Oh, okay. We'll talk about that later offline.
My family has returned.
All right. Again, most professional broadcast this side of the Columbia River.
Let's see if my wife drops an F-bomb when she gets out of the car.
Camera can't see you, but the microphone hears all. That's all right. Life is life.
Right.
What we don't need that. We need a hops leaf. That would be perfect. Or that we could actually put that up. So I made a graphic for glasses for swag. We could have swag if we ever got around to finding someone to make the swag. But that would be cool. The Northwest Brewmeisters thing that I was going to put on the glasses, that'd make a cool flag too.
Yes. But why don't we keep it a little more neutral, man?
Neutral? Oh, instead of branding it.
Well, just keep it a little bit more neutral, where it's more about just the whole experience. You know.
Okay, no, I'm just not. I don't understand how that would be unneutral. Although I'm down with a hop leaf, or hop bud, hop flower,
Well, we'll talk offline.
pre-flower.
We'll talk offline about that one.
You got jobs to do.
Okay, I enjoy the banter more than the instruction, but then again, I have the knowledge about brewing. Well, okay, so and that makes sense, and I think as people come back, they probably would, and people can ask questions.
Riley, can you lock the door?
I think to a great extent, you can only say things so many times before it's like, welcome to Northwest Brewmeisters. Let's talk about hops again.
Right, exactly. That's what we ran into initially. It's like, all right, we kind of covered everything. Now
Well, everything
we're
that
gonna
we
try it
had
again.
any sort of, everything that we had, mine got kind of weak. Anything that we had any sort of expertise in, we covered really quick.
Right.
And
Everything else, we just kind of looked up and read on the fly. It's like, if
And
I was
they-
a viewer watching somebody read like that, I would have been like, I'm done. Click.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like watching a PowerPoint where the guy just reads the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Which is one of the reasons that when I read the hot break, I don't just read the hot break. I make snarky comments and
Well, I agree with the comment about the banter. It's more funny. More funny, pardon, but anyway, you know.
more funny. Go, Grammar King. More funnier.
It's more funny when we banter and have fun with stuff and talk smack and insult each other in a fun way.
Okay, here we go. Bill's throwing something out here. Are you ready? Here's a topic. Beer related, but mostly Pacific Northwest beer. How do you feel about Tuesday men's room brew? I'm rather just a meh compared to Jamey's. I'm rather just a meh compared. Okay, my beer was better. Okay, was the Tuesday thing not supposed to be in there? Because I know the men's room has a beer.
Yeah, it's brewed by Elysian Brewery. I think that's what.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Elysian Brewery brews it, but it's the men's room show. Yeah,
Yeah.
men's room red is what their main beer is. I don't know if they have any other flavors or not, but
Man, I went from out of control to crazy.
But Elysian's a Seattle brewery. Or at least I don't know if they're owned by any of the bigger beverage companies now, but they were.
Well,
I mean, they are still Seattle Brewery, but they might have a parent company now.
So I don't.
Stone used to be an independent company, but they have a parent company now too.
For the most part, I've liked Elysian's stuff. Space Dust is probably one of their most famous. I'm like, maybe overrated. It's like it's not bad beer. I don't want to say it's a bad beer,
Yeah,
but I don't think it's deserving of the hype that it's received.
The ones I like by Elysian are like the Dayglow, kind of weird psychedelic, artwork on the cans.
Yeah,
but
well,
as far as flavor goes, I kind of like those. Those batches a little bit better than the Space Dust. Space Dust is okay. I mean, I'll drink it, but it's just not my first choice. So
I guess the other thing is, man, we make so much beer that I don't drink other people's beer very often.
no, I bought beer for the first time Friday in months when I went to my friend's house for the birthday get together. I bought some beer out at from the grocery store, and I was laughing at myself. I'm like, wow, I don't even have to buy anymore because I haven't done this in so long.
It's like I don't know, darkish ale. Yeah, the men's room. It's probably just like a strong ale or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's a red ale. It's a red ale.
What the thing is, and when I do buy beer, it's at a tap room buying that brewery's beer. Like when I go to a restaurant, I ask very specifically for the closest beer that I can get. So like, I'll be like, so what breweries, where are your beers coming from? And they'll be like, well, this one is from Bellingham. And I'll be like, and this one's from Utah. I was like, oh, well, give me the one from Bellingham, right? Elysians is, I mean, they're kind of, apparently they're not completely national, though, because Nathan has no idea.
Oh, okay.
So they must be regional.
Maybe they don't distribute it that far east, So.
Yep. Anyhow, I haven't tasted. Maybe we should grab a couple bottles. Go to see if Greg's has any.
Yeah.
Grab a couple bottles and see what we think of it, or grab a bottle and split it between the two of us. I really don't drink a lot of other people's beers, like at home. When I go to
You
restaurants,
always have beer at the house. You know?
yes,
Most-
always. Usually have between 15 and 20 gallons of beer
I
at the
have some
house.
Goza. You can
That's
take
not
with you.
beer. We've
You can
discussed
have it.
this. No, I don't want it. I say we take it down to a gravel pit somewhere and shoot it and watch the cans blow. That's about what that's good for. That stuff is not. It is not enjoyable at all. It is so just wrong.
Yeah, that's. I don't know why I even call that beer, but obviously somebody likes it. So
Yeah. Well, people like those spontaneously fermented, as they like to say. I lost a pellet. You lost a pellet?
a pellet.
You could probably throw it in there and
But
get
look,
sanitized.
That was a large pellet though.
Dare you to eat it. Dare you. Triple double dog dare ya. Oh, breaking all the conventions, going past the double dog dare and the dog dare, straight to the triple double dog dare on camera. You are
All right.
on camera, triple double dog dare, eat the pellet that's been on your garage floor.
You probably can't see it, but here's the pellet. It fell out of the bag.
Triple double dog dare.
Ooh, it's sour.
Hot pellets are not enjoyable to eat.
I mean,
at all.
sour but bitter. It's like, oh.
And then it goes all over your mouth. It's like,
Oh man.
Do I on the hard cam? What? Do I on the hard cam?
Oh god, that's awful.
Okay, no, I do know of them. They have a Halloween 12 pack that is delicious. Oh, really? Yeah, and actually, they're not a bad brewery at all. That's absolutely true.
Oh gosh.
Yes, you. Props to you, man. Don't leave me hanging.
I didn't see it.
Well done.
Ugh.
That's because the blinding
I'm
sun.
squinting the sun out of my face.
Even with the sunglasses. Dang, darn it. Now I'm at power boil again. I cannot get this thing under control.
Yeah, I had a hard time getting mine to stabilize. See, okay, mine's good.
Yeah, you're still doing okay.
I have about it's 420. Remaining. Oh man, my throat's burning now. I hope that's not from the. I hope I didn't pick up something from my garage floor.
I doubt it. I've mopped this garage floor so many times. It's probably fine. You'll be okay. Dude, you're a framer.
I know.
You are
I've
immune
probably
to
ingested-
so many poisons.
I've probably ingested more hydraulic fluid and grease than anything else in my life.
Yes, man. Trust me, you're okay. Okay, so do I on the hard cam was supposed to be do it.
Oh, do it, yeah.
Do I
And
on
I
the
did.
hard cam?
Are you not entertained?
Oh, now we're getting sued again.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just my Florida accent pronounced the name different. Oh, fair enough. Kind of like Roark instead of Rourke.
Little warm, little warm.
Little hot, little hot.
But you know what's not hot? The mesh, interestingly enough.
Oh,
Must dissipate the heat more, you know.
I would say so.
I don't really need a lid on it. I don't know why I put a stupid lid on.
Well, because it falls over.
True, that would make it'd make a mess, you know.
it would just be the whole reason that you use that would be defeated. I mean,
Damn you!
ah,
Bright ball of gas in the sky.
actually, I'm pretty sure that I've seen G movies that use the words hell and damn. So
We already dropped an S bomb, so we're okay.
you drop.
I mean, yep.
I have
Okay.
been pure as the driven
I dropped
snow.
the S bomb.
Pure.
I
as
mean,
the driven
the
snow.
FCC would frown, but I think we're okay for YouTube, you know.
Who cares about the FCC? Bunch of oppressive jerks.
You jerkhead!
You
big
bad
dummy head!
person. You baddie.
These guys are all shaking their heads like, really?
Hey, we're mature. You're about to dump that straight in. I just see
No,
the
it's
way
going
you
right
have-
here.
Okay.
That's why I took the lid off of the strainer.
I know, but the other day you did all that too, and then
Yeah.
you just went. It's like,
Oh man!
why? Why'd you take the lid off the strainer? I'm gonna get this stupid boil under control before I add my hops. This is gonna happen.
All right, 5. Nope, not yet. 5. Oh, damn it. 4, 3, 2. Get in there.
I'm not gonna lie, man. It is an absolute miracle that our beers are drinkable.
Talking about beers are amazing.
Actually, you're not lying. Most of your beers are fantastic. I love your beers.
Even when they're not
With
good,
the
they're
exception of this one, and it's still perfectly drinkable.
good. It grew once it aged a little bit longer.
Yeah, remember the athlete's foot comment?
Are you comparing my beer with athlete's foot?
No! Although, you know, yeast is a fungus, isn't it?
Is it? Is it really a fungus? I don't know.
It's an organism.
I know it's
don't
alive.
think-
How's your beer? Do you need a beer? You don't
No,
need a beer, do you?
no, I've been too busy being witty and clever and entertaining, daring you to eat hops.
That's all right. I have about a minute, and I'm pulling the heat off. So
My grass isn't that long. It can wait. Cracking another. There you go, Bill. Power on. You work tomorrow? I don't.
Oh, I have to work tomorrow, but not in the morning.
That's true. You can recover.
No, but I have to be up with my daughter though. So
Okay, you can't recover.
not that I'm gonna get schmammered. I mean, I'm sure I'll couple buzzes tonight, but not looking to get schmammered. That was Friday night.
Not lying, man. Getting
Yeah.
slammed.
46-year-old Steve tried to party with 22-year-old Steve on Friday, and yeah, it didn't work so well.
So then Jamie and Steve went down to get beer supplies, and Steve was moving kind of slow.
Kind of like, oh. But you know what? Those beers we had afterwards at the tap house were really good. They, you know, as Confucius say, to cure hangover, stay drunk. Not that I got drunk there, but just, you know, we had a flight and tried some of the sampled some of the beers, and
9 different types of beer.
I think
What were
that
they?
really-
4 ounce. There were
4
4
ounces, yeah. So it was about 2 pints worth of beers, give or
Right.
take, you know.
36 ounces of beer. But yeah, there was
Oh,
some really
that
good
one.
stuff. Some meads. What's Nathan? Oh, Nathan's saying. Some mead tastes great after 3 months, and garbage after 7 months.
All right, I'm
Really?
gonna need some help because I gotta go into the.
Okay, so we got to move a camera.
You should probably put pop. No, is pop cam on now?
No, I could put pop
Can't
cam
tell.
on now. No, because you were eating a hop leaf. All right, we're gonna go back to pot cam. Pot cam. All right. So what do you need me to do?
What we gotta do the plugman thing.
Okay, so Bill and Nathan, as it seems that Bill and Nathan are the only ones here right now.
We'll still be within earshot if you guys want to hang out.
Yeah, there's 3 viewers.
We gotta
Yeah.
do the.
So type really loudly.
Really loud.
It's not a hangover cure if you don't stop drinking. All right, I've got to go help Steve.
we gotta chill my wart.
I've got to go help Steve. I'll be back. That's good. I got 5 minutes, Steve.
Okay.
That was amazing.
That was funny.
That was amazing. Although, to be honest, it probably wouldn't have been a big deal, right? Well, because what are you going to do later?
Fill with water.
Right. And it's pretty much the same water out of the hose out of the same set of pipes.
Right. Okay. Go ahead.
It was still amazing.
It's so funny though. Yeah. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's super hot. I got it.
It's hot.
I got it.
Come on.
I got it. I got it.
Thank you, sir.
Thermometer. Meter of the thermos.
Thank you.
Don't spray me with the scorching hot water.
I will do my best not.
You there?
We're good. I just want to get below 90.
I got it. I can do the plug man thing.
Oh, below 90? Yeah. I just want to get stuff 90. Then what about the port cold water?
No, that's too warm.
It's too cold.
Then we sit with
And we said, wait. So I just wanted to get it below 90. Okay. Bring this down.
Watch the cord.
Yep. I'm gonna go grab my carboy.
"42 seconds. Gonna be going with a little Centennial hops here.
We can probably put this on camera if you want.
Oh
Use
yeah.
a hot cam.
All right, hold on a second. We're gonna do some camera movement here. Go back to normal cam for a minute. Get that out of the way. See, you're gonna have to bring it closer.
Okay.
Wow, this is the first time we've done this in a while.
You need the water.
Get pot cam all lined up. Back to pot cam.
Back to hot cam.
Back and forth.
All right. So at this point, I've already chilled my wort. I got it down below 90 degrees. I'm just putting cold water. This is tap water. It's kept in the fridge the last couple hours, so kind of prime the carboy with it so I don't break the carboy when I put the hot wort in there. Ideally, in the end, I will have a temperature range of anywhere between like 65 and 72 degrees. At least that's what I want, so I can put my yeast in there. If it's too cold, I'll warm it up. If it's too hot, I'll let it sit for a while and cool off.
So we left, and Nathan cleverly writes, SpongeBob meme, 2 hours later.
2 hours later.
They need sound effects. While Jamey's beer burns, it is not. Oh, wait. Ah, darn it. This always happens to me. It's okay.
All right, that's good.
Ignore the fact that I missed my hop edition by 1 minute and 5 seconds.
That's it.
Yeah, it's not.
I think it'll be fine.
Especially since these are the bittering hops. I mean, they're gonna hang out for a while. Now, no lie, man. If we were making one of those beers that has like 3 hop additions, that's a beer I would want to nail it. 5
Right.
minutes, 10 minutes, 2 minutes. Well, like this beer that you're doing, where it's a 2-minute addition. There's a reason it's at 2 minutes. You know, you wouldn't want to miss that.
Look at that. 1 pour.
Seriously?
1 pour. You need a mesh tube, dude.
I do need a mesh tube. So chances are we will end the broadcast before I pour mine because we still have another hour until I'm done.
4 hours later.
That's full. Exactly.
All right.
But
All right, no, not bad. Let me go put this in the house so I can get sanitizing for yours. And all you have to add is a little bit of water and good, man.
ooh, I wonder if it's gonna do the cool things. Let's move hot cam. Go ahead and do that thing. I mean, don't move your carboy yet.
No, I'm not. Just I'm gonna top it up to 5 gallons.
Back a little.
Boom, there it is.
Sometimes you get really cool effects in
Oh,
there.
the cold break.
Yeah, the cold break when you get all the little wormy things in there. I think that's the coolest. Yes, that's right. I like looking at beer. I just like. I probably would like watching paint dry. I would enjoy watching paint dry. Let's see what we got here. We've got the while Jamey's beer burns. Okay, cat screeching, boing, back zip zoom. All right. Hey, so enjoy this cool shot of a garage floor.
Mind you, I ate a hot pill off that floor.
See how clean this floor is? I mopped this floor because poor Steve's stuff always boils over. All right. We're going to move back over to here. Yeah, wobble, wobble, wobble. I'm an excellent cameraman. Really good. Excellent, excellent, excellent cameraman. So that is a good boil. A little bit more aggressive than really needs to be, but not excessively so. I want to get through these comments because some of them are funny. Zonks. Then a woman screaming, followed with a quiet you, and then a glue glue and a belch. Not a glue glue, glug glug. Almost like glue glue better. Wash there yet low, wonder what they are doing. Stand behind your man. He was Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, mowing the lawn is not in your future today. Talk to text. Oh, talk to text is horrible. That emissions will not be ignored. The beer council will be. You will have to answer to Grognar. You ain't lying. I am accountable to the Grognars. "54 minutes and 25 seconds left." Doot, 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 doot. All right, let's go ahead and go back to normal cam. So my next hop edition is going to be at the 10-minute mark. So we've got 43 minutes, 44 minutes really, to go. We need to set up a better studio. It won't be soon, but a Grognar shirt will happen. Don't kill yourself on that one. Although I like the idea. Wow. Steve's garage is so messy. Steve is a clean as you go guy, right? Very rarely does trash get spread all over the place. Unlike me, I'm a throw it off to the side, deal with it once we're done.
Temp-wise, I am spot on.
Really?
Yeah, I just need to let my yeast sanitize.
Gotcha. Hey man, I am out of topics.
Okay.
Bill and Nathan have been great, but I think it's time for us to go.
Yeah, it's getting kind of crazy now with back and forth and just doing all the weird shit.
So you do need to sit down so we can sign off.
All right, I will sit down.
Please don't fall down. Okay. All right. That was a Hops joke. Okay. Hippity hoppity autocorrect that. Haha, I win. So Nathan's saying that a Grognar shirt is in the works, not necessarily soon.
That'd be cool, man.
That would be definitely cool. That would definitely cool. Hey, before we go, and we'll give a minute, is the Kitchen Killers still, you guys are still going? We should, I should, at least I should.
We should reciprocate, yeah.
Yeah, we should totally reciprocate.
Yeah, I mean, you come watch us, we should definitely come watch you, man. All
right, so we will look you up. We're gonna rush. When do you go live as opposed to replays? I much prefer live over replays?
I believe it was Saturday.
I think it's been
Yeah.
the days that Nathan has had to split things has
Yeah.
been days when we were not.
We didn't do a Sunday thing.
Friday
Fridays.
9:05.
Okay.
That's a very interesting hour, like 9:05 a.m. We might have to watch replays because 6:05 in the morning is like that's when I'm getting ready for work.
Oh yeah.
All right. So hey man, we need to reciprocate. Is that like 6? Yes. that sure seems like 6 o'clock our time. I mean, I'm awake then, but I'm kind of rushing around my house, brushing teeth and putting pants on and getting out the door.
So.
Yeah. Oh, 7:05 p.m. That's much easier. Monday, 7:05. Wait a minute.
Oh, you know what? That's right. Because remember we had to push Brew Day to a Monday. And
That's
Nathan
right.
said, "Hey, I may not be able to make it," and then, or he didn't make it that day, but he told us about.
Yeah, because he
About
watched
the kitchen. We watched
the
him in the
kitchen
kitchen,
killers,
yeah.
you know, and we totally
Yeah,
understand.
that's right. It
And
wasn't
we
Monday.
actually did watch that episode. That
It
was the
wasn't
Halloween
Monday, yeah.
episode, and he was dressed like a pirate.
That's right. Yeah.
Yarr! And yeah, that was pretty good actually. That was. We should do. You know, what we should do their format. I'll just play the guitar and you brew beer.
Unfortunately, I work nights Monday through Thursday, so I may not be able to. I'll have to catch on the replay. I won't be able to do a live show.
We can do that though, because you know the
Yeah.
truth is what we're about to do. We're
But
about
you
to
can
go
catch
watch
him on the live
YouTube.
show.
I could catch him on the live show.
Yeah.
We will watch replays. We will definitely watch replays. All right. 9:05 p.m. Sure enough, 9:05 p.m. Fridays, 7:05 p.m. Mondays. Oh, you do more than once a week.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah.
I'm feeling like we're slacking. We only
Yeah.
do once every 2 weeks. But we can't brew more beer than that. We run out of storage as it is.
Pretty quick. Yeah.
All right. Hey, okay. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Nathan. Really
Oh,
appreciate you guys.
Yeah. Also, Bill, do you still have Bill's garage going?
He does.
He does. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Although, Bill's garage is different. Big Bill's garage. Big Bill's garage. Actually, there's some really funny things on there. Bill, no lie, some of the stuff Bill does is super creative. He does like some fast movement stuff, and
Yeah.
he did this. He did this one where he built a scooter. What were you doing? You're building a scooter for your kids. He's building a scooter for his kids, and he's trying to get the hand grips on, and then he's lubing things, and lube is shooting, and yeah, the double entendre was through the roof, and the looks. He's got the looks down. It definitely. It was worth checking out. Totally worth checking out. All right. It was a short scooter, right? Hey, you know what, Nathan? Don't worry about it. I mean, we don't make money off this. We just have fun.
We just have fun.
We
yeah.
fire it up. I mean, we're brewing beer. That's the big thing. And we drink our beer later and congratulate ourselves on how amazing we are.
Good job. Good job.
Because modesty and humility are some of our best traits. All right. We are done.
All right. Thanks for hanging out, fellas.
Yes. Thanks so much. As always, relax.
Don't worry.
Have a home brew. All right.
And you gotta come up and like get all close.
Bye, guys.
Later, fellas.
Press this button and then press this button.